Nice. Hey guys. Wow. Nice outfit, RJ.
Thank you, Stardust, for inviting me.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, he's on the waves.
Yeah. How are you, Shark? Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, no problem. I'm doing fine. I wasn't able to join the last couple times you've done this, so I was like, you know what? Let me make good with Stardust and and join this time. I wanted to.
We are always good, no matter what, even if you never come to one of these ever. So
That's not the gossip I heard in DM, Stardust. Wow, jeez.
Oh no.
What?
Oh my goodness. But what have you been saying about me?
I haven't been saying anything. I'm very undramatic. JK.
You say this. I don't know. You put out your stuff and I retweet it.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Shark.
No problem.
You're a
We're
good
always out
person.
here.
Yeah.
We're helping our
We do
friends
be out
out.
here. We do be out here.
That's one of the most factual things I've heard all day.
Yeah. Yeah, very true.
Stardust, did you catch what happened on Hippy Dippy?
I did not. I was at the beach yesterday.
Oh my gosh, you won. You survived. That's incredible.
Well, I heard there was a lot of stuff going on, and I'm kind of peeved that I didn't see it, but you know.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah. I mean, a whole lot went on. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
I mean, you and your chat could probably catch up, but all I'm saying is, title was stolen from me. All right.
Damn.
Title was stolen from me.
Yeah.
I was ready for it already. I was the debate lord. Okay. I was fending off everyone. Hunter Avalon, Destiny was on the ropes, but the second rope because he's so short. Demon Mama, we were going blow for blow, and all of a sudden the ref stepped in. Refs blind. Okay. They took me out. I think it was Danaboo, honestly. Danaboo.
Wow.
Vadim, you know, one of those. It's always the quiet ones that you have to watch
thank you,
out
Cherry, for the host. Cherry just hosted me.
Sick.
Wow.
But no, yeah, I got this belt like a long time ago. I covered it up
Yeah.
with like a little bit of tape because that's my real life name.
Yeah.
Well, I mean my fake name. My real name is Shark. My fake name. But it's the World Heavyweight Championship belt. I took it to WWE when Sheamus and John Cena were fighting. Great stuff. Great content.
Would you say that it's your dead name on that belt?
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean, I'll say that you said it. I'm not going to say that I said it.
Okay.
That's been my strategy. Every time I appear on one of these panels, anything cancel worthy I do, I pin it on Stardust.
I'll take it.
It'll work out.
Yeah, gladly, I will take it. You know what? Cancel me. Let it happen.
That's what we call content.
Yeah. I have a question for you guys. So I'm drinking a Caesar cocktail, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is like a Canadian thing. Have you guys ever had a Caesar cocktail?
I've never heard of that before, but I also turned 21 during COVID, so.
Oh, no! Congratulations in being like an adult by legislation.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Welcome
what's that
to
supposed
the
to mean?
panel, Cherry.
Is going to be an age of consent debate too?
Whoa, I don't think
No,
so.
Fabian Liberty, I don't think he was on this one, right? So
No,
Okay.
he's not
my
on
bad.
this one, but
Wait.
one day I'm sure we will have that debate. Even this one is I'm aiming for it to get a little spicy, so we'll see. Yeah, I really did try to tan more because I was at the beach, and then I came home and I was tanner than before, right? So then I put on self tanner, but yeah, this is it. This is as much as I could get it, you know.
If that's the case, I should have tanned too, so we could be matching.
So we can be matching.
Yeah, matching tans.
Yeah, true.
I've been out like every day for the last 2 weeks, and I am like milk white still to this day.
Do you just not tan?
Not one bit.
Hi, Jerry. How are
Hey,
you?
guys.
Hello.
I'm doing good.
Yeah, awesome.
Not tan at all. Actually, I think I'm darker than like what I appear on camera. I blame the ring light.
I definitely am
Common
darker
excuse.
than I am on camera as well. Like, definitely 100%. So
I will say when I like spent summers in DR, I look like a different person. I tan really fucking easily, and the shade of my skin now is very indicative of never going outside.
Oh, that's Dominican Republic, right?
Mm-hmm.
We went there once on a cruise, and that sun is like brutal. I don't know how those people live out there. It's incredible. Like I tanned. I had a tan line. It was incredible, honestly. I didn't know that those people, they live in like the seventh circle. It's crazy.
Yeah, but at least I think it's like not a humid heat, right?
When we went, it was humid. But I don't really mind humid that much because I keep my room at like 80 degrees and I keep the humidifier on, so I live like a lizard. So for me personally, it's fine. It was just the sun, just like baking.
It's also really confusing because at night it gets really fucking cold.
Oh yeah, just freezing. It's hot in the day and then freezing at night. It's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think we have it kind of similar in India. It's pretty cold at night, but yeah, like
Are you
horribly hot.
Indian? Are you like part Indian? That's wild.
Full Indian, yeah.
You're full Indian. That's wild. You never told me this.
I didn't know I needed to tell people.
Okay.
I mean, I could tell because you have that good hair.
Oh, thanks.
Oh.
That's so nice
I'm
of you.
always jealous.
No,
I
you
feel
have
like
really
Indian
nice
women
hair.
have with effort, but Indian women have such like naturally like long, silky, voluminous hair. Like I am cosplaying.
This is a lot of maintenance and a lot of work as well. So it's, it's not all. Yeah, it's
So
not
when's
like I come out of
the
the
Stardust
shower.
hair care routine stream?
I don't know that anybody wants to see that. It's pretty rough.
I think for that reason they might want to see it.
Yeah, honestly.
I guess so. Yeah. Maybe one of these days. I still have to do the cooking stream. That's like going to be the first one that I do. So.
What are you gonna make?
Yeah,
I haven't decided yet what I'm gonna make. We'll figure it out. So.
Were you gonna make like Indian food, or are you just gonna make like regular like American food? Like
I'll probably
burgers?
start with something simple like chai. I guess I'll make chai first, and then
Like tea.
Yeah.
yeah.
Wait. What? Oh yeah.
Wait,
Wait,
chai
is
is
that
like-
also
Also,
cooking
Maddie
though?
Cakes.
chai
in the
is
lobby.
is Indian, by the way. Starbucks appropriated it, just so you know.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay, but like, does making like tea count as a cooking stream?
Is
I
chai
don't
tea
know.
like that work? Like that much work? Is it?
It's not that much. No, it's a simple one. It's very easy to make. So I mean, I'll just make that for the first one.
I feel
and then
like-
ramp it up. Yeah. So.
You could do
I
like
mean-
a couple of teas. So do like chai and then try and do boba.
I guess I could. I was just
Oh,
gonna
I had
do
to-
chai as the first one, and then do like some Indian dish later. Because the thing with the Indian dishes is like, I don't know, dude. As soon as you start with an Indian dish, like it takes a while. It's not like you can just make it in like 30 minutes, you know.
Man,
I'm
I
gonna
tried to
kitchen
make
for-
curry from scratch, like an Indian style curry. I
Yeah.
fucked it up so bad. It was like so watery and gross, and there was like chunks in it and shit. Man, that stuff is like next level. It's gonna take some skill to grind before I get there. I gotta get my cooking up. I gotta make some cakes
I'll be
and
right back.
lumberage.
Okay.
Man.
Yeah, it takes me like an hour and a half to make something like relative. That's like something that's kind of on the shorter end, I feel like, So
I don't think anybody would be interested in my cooking stream. I put
Hi,
frozen
Maddie.
waffles in a toaster and I put a lot of shit on top of it.
that sounds good. I'm
Yeah.
down for it. I'd
Oh,
watch.
hello.
Hey,
Hello,
Maddie.
how are you?
Hello.
Good. How are you guys?
Great.
I'm so good.
Yeah. Shark said he'll be right back. So
Oh.
hopefully he's okay. Yeah, I think, is this everybody? Let me check.
Real quick, if you want to do like a stream making bubble tea, that is a great idea for a stream, because I've made bubble tea before, and that shit's like kind of fun to make, and like you mix the powders and stuff like
Oh,
that.
is it?
Wait,
Yeah,
like
it's actually
I
really
would
fun.
love to. I'd watch that stream. Oh my god.
That
do you
would be
make
fun.
do you make the balls yourself or?
No. I mean, to be honest, I made it with a girl, and she did the tapioca. So I don't know what the fuck she did over there, but she brought me that tapioca, and we just slapped it in there.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'll think about it. Maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see.
Honestly,
I
I feel like you
so
throw a curveball at everyone and make like, I don't know, Portuguese food, just something that doesn't even relate to like your culture or the country you live in.
Yeah, I guess I could do that. That would be funny. I think people would. They'd probably enjoy that. Hey, welcome back, Shark. Welcome back, Shark.
Thank you.
Also, hello. Okay, so I think we have pretty much everybody. Katarana is running a little bit late because she's making a desk, and when she starts, she has to finish it. So I totally understand. But welcome to the Chaos Cast. This session is the tanning session, and I'm hoping we can handle some spicy topics without getting too crazy, but basically we do like kind of meme debates, and sometimes those meme debates actually turn into something a little bit more serious, but yeah, it's always fun. So the main rule number 1 is have fun. So yeah, and today I guess you guys can introduce yourselves if you'd like. Cherry, if you wanted to start.
Hi, I'm Cherry. I stream mostly just chatting. I play League of Legends, and I talk shit about people, mostly daytime television people. And I am prepared to call everyone here racist and not really understand why.
Okay, sounds good. Maddie, would you like to go next?
Sure. I'm Maddie Cakes. I stream a lot about politics or just things that are happening in the news. I started streaming video games for once, which I guess is a rarity on a video game streaming platform. But I am prepared to be really white on this panel. And it's because I can't help it. It's because I'm extremely white. So,
you were born this way. It's okay.
Yeah.
RJ.
Hi, everybody. I'm RJ. Chat knows me at this point. I am one of the whitest recurring members of the Chaos Cast, and unlike the rest of my panelists here, I clearly know how to enjoy some time in the sun. I've been going out instead of streaming for the past couple weeks, although you can find me at twitch.tv/RJCA. And like my fine Caesar cocktail, one of the finest in Canada, which is spicy clam tomato juice, I got some spicy takes today. The question, should we stop tanning or whatever this is? Tanning is a way to erase your white skin. Okay, that's why would you want to do that? Jesus Christ, man. Just enjoy the time in the sun and don't worry about it. And don't go too hard, Thank you.
Thanks. Shark.
All right, what's going on, everyone? My name is Shark. Don't look for me; you'll never find me. I'm deleting all of my Twitter, YouTube, Twitch presence tonight at 12 a.m. EST. So goodbye. This is the last time you'll ever see me. We need to make sure that we have all white people tan, because that will get them over their fear of darkening. This is very important. Thank you.
Yep, and I am your host, guys. It's Stardust, the person who already has tan skin but decided to pick up a tanning habit recently. And it makes no sense, and I don't know why, but it's what's happening. So to start off our panel, the very first question is the idea of putting something on your skin or laying out in the sun to change your skin tone problematic? And what about the opposite, like putting things on your skin to make your skin lighter? So, yeah. And whoever wants to take it first.
I will address the point about the second point about putting things on your skin to make it lighter.
Let them
This is something that people do you know, especially in like Asian countries, to like, oh, it's supposed to be like attractive. It's like, look, everybody should be able to embrace who they are. You know, we come from different parts of the world, different cultural backgrounds, different, you know, skin tone backgrounds, if you want to put it in a politically correct way. You know, like this culture of changing your skin. It's like a different kind of cosmetic surgery. Okay, that's what it is. It's like, just because it's not, you know, you're not taking a scalpel in there. It's like you're trying to change who you are. You're not going to change. You know, why do you need to whiten or darken your skin to go have a cocktail on a yacht? You know what I mean?
Because if I don't, then people are going to mistake me for the Crypt Keeper. And I just can't have that. Listen,
you are talking to the whitest man in the world.
So you say this, and yet you're wearing those sunglasses. I don't know if I buy it. But for me, at least, I grew up in California. I grew up being outside and being tan all the time just because you spent all your time outside. And then I went to college on the East Coast, and it took less than a month of like actual winter, like for realsies winter, for me to realize that the makeup I had bought was like many shades too dark for my natural skin tone. And that was a really difficult reality to face. And when you realize like, oh, I'm actually not this tan all the time. And I have to, like, people think of me as a California girl. So I kind of have a certain image I have to project. So me going to tan isn't just a matter like, yeah, there's the aesthetic piece, but it's a part of personal branding. And that's how I see it. And then if also, again, like if I have my normal skin color, then people like frequently ask if I'm ill or malnutritioned.
Also, since you bought that makeup that was too dark for you, the most economically efficient way to make sure that the makeup fits is to just darken.
Thank you. Oh my God, it's the climb, because I do care about climate change and I do care about sustainability. So what better way to not put it to waste, right?
Climate change isn't really that bad when you can think about if now people can just go get free tans. Basically, it's going to run. The only reason, basically, it seems like climate change research is being funded by the tanning industry to make sure that we don't have enough sun to tan freely. They want to have a complete monopoly on UV radiation.
Wow.
No. It was your pressure to change your skin, to like create the waste. You know, you came in a little plastic bottle to get this like darkening stuff like that. That's what's creating climate change. Like it's like folks like me over here who are just sailing the yachts on like all that extra sea level that we're gonna get. We're just sailing our yachts on the backs of you guys. That's what's happening.
You're right. It's not the people who are just living their day-to-day lives, but it's the people with yachts that really we should be thanking. For fighting against climate change. So thank you for your service, sir.
Yeah, every time my Twitch check comes in, I make sure to put in a little envelope with a thank you note, and I mail it to Jeff Bezos's PO box. He could do more with it than I ever could.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I get.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, in all reality, like it is kind of a bummer that, like, I mean, the whole thing about cultural appropriation and just like what is considered cool in this country in general, on like a more serious note, is like when people who are darker than like a peachy beige, anything they do is sort of like frowned upon. But then if as soon as one white person starts wearing what they're wearing, or like liking playing the music that they play, then all of a sudden it's like this cool new thing, and I call it the Iggy Azalefication.
That's a very good term for it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I guess I'll be the bad person here. No, stop it all. First of all, because I care about you in ways you clearly don't care about yourself, don't get skin cancer. So sitting out in the sun, you need to stop. Number 2, the self-tanner, you guys aren't doing it right. I can see the tanner on the palms of your hand. I can see it around your fucking eyes. Your eyes are Casper and the rest of your body is like orange, like tangerine. Trump was not a look, and none of you should follow suit.
He's a trendsetter. What are you talking about?
Also, he is, I think, an example of self-tanner gone wrong.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there are so many great examples out there of people who just fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
Like most wealthy, actually, most wealthy white men, when they look like their teeth look so white when they smile, like blindingly white, it's not because their teeth are white. It's because they've been tanning, and it makes your teeth look whiter. For those of us that have a corn cob in their mouth, it's good, and you want to use anything available to you to make your teeth look whiter.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, again, it's like a smoke and mirrors optical illusion, but it works.
Why do you want to erase your skin tone so much? Like, what is this white guilt that you have in your heart, in your soul, that you're just that you look in the mirror and you say, I wish I was darker?
Well,
what is that?
It's not just white guilt, okay? We saw Michael Jackson, right? He went from black to white, and I think it's fact that once he turned white is when all of the bad stuff that he did.
When he started doing all the bad stuff, yeah. He started doing all the really bad stuff. Yeah.
I forget where I found that scientific fact, but it's definitely out there. If you could just do your own research.
Yeah, you could just Google it. You ever think about that? Sailor Boy.
Okay, look, Michael Jackson might have, some kind of special condition, okay? But the man was the king of pop, all right? He's allowed to be an exception to the norm, all right?
Would you say that?
Not every white sailor is going to go ahead and become like MJ, right?
I need to pause you right here. Would you still say he's the king of pop had he not changed his skin tone?
Yes. What do you think I am, Stardust?
Sure
Racist? Like that? I'm not. What are you trying to say about me? Okay.
All I'm saying is that I think it's a little curious that you're trying to get all these these pale semen on your boat. All right.
Pale semen on my boat. What's wrong with that? Like, look. Okay. Pale semen won the Pacific Theater of World War II. Okay. We built our free society on the backs of seamen like me. Okay. Do you have a problem with freedom?
You do have a point. We did build our society off the back of semen.
Is the backs of semen a solid foundation though? I feel like it would be a little soggy.
It's more like a non-Newtonian fluid, where if you press it really gently, it starts to compress. But if you give it a real big strike, you pound it, it's very firm.
More of a gel. More of a gel. I see. Yeah, I don't know. I think, what's interesting, and bringing up Michael Jackson is a really good point. In other areas of the world, it's actually, they're doing the opposite, where rather than tanning, it's about whitening your skin.
Yeah.
And that is seen, as the sort of favorable complexion. Like when I was in Peru a few years ago, like I was literally like walking down the street and a fucking officer, like a uniformed police officer was like, "Hola, Blanca." And I was like, "Sir, you're disgracing the uniform that you were wearing." But there, if you're like super white, you get noticed everywhere. And that's because of like this inherent, and that's a side effect, I think, of like a long-term side effect of colonialism in a lot of those countries, because like those who have the lighter complexions historically had more power, more wealth, whatever. So it was, and they were the ones kind of dictating the culture like by force, because they did murder and exploitation.
In India as well, there's a huge culture of colorism, and people get job discrimination because of it. You'll find that women can't get married if they're like too dark, or they, it affects who they can have as a partner. It affects their their job prospects, how their families treat them, how society treats them. And there was recently all like this really famous cream brand called Fair and Lovely, and even I used it at one point when I was younger, but everybody uses it to make themselves lighter. And the first time I saw an advertisement for it when I was visiting India, it was like the most racist thing I'd ever seen. Like the commercial was literally like the people making fun of the one person who was like the darkest out of them, and like then them using the cream and like them coming back and like being accepted or whatever. It was like the most. It was like it was the most fucked up shit I'd ever seen.
Yeah, that seems kind of bad, actually.
Yeah,
actually
so
really bad.
So recently they got into a lot of trouble because there's been a change in the culture somewhat, where it's, you know, people because, you know, we live in a global world now. People even abroad and people in India, you know, had this huge issue with Fair and Lovely. So Fair and Lovely rebranded as I think Glow and Lovely, and they said we were never a skin bleaching product. We were just a skin evening product, and it's like I don't know about that one.
I think I know about this story, but from like a different area. I follow pretty trash celebrities and their stories. I like D-list celebrity drama. So when Black China became like the spokesperson for a skin bleaching cream that was instead advertised to like remove dark spots, you know, she definitely, people dove into her fucking past. They looked at what skin color she used to be and then what skin color she is now. And I guess the spot that she felt like fixing was her whole body.
Yeah.
But yeah, those creams, doesn't matter what they're advertising it for.
Yeah.
The message that they're giving people is toxic.
Yeah, like because here's the thing. Sorry, I know I talk a lot.
No, you're fine.
But like, again, I'm very white, so I'm used to just like being able to talk and have people take me very seriously. And so like, I don't know, I from the aesthetic side, I think some people equate like a little bit of a tan with a healthy glow, because it's like, oh, they must spend like sun-kissed, spend time outside, are active. But there are those people that take it way too far. Like I remember when, you know, the Jersey Shore people had a moment, right? And that, like, I don't know. I think there's a difference between a healthy glow, like, oh, you've had a little bit of sun, but you know, can still, there's not like such a difference where like me, you had to buy like different shades of makeup versus
as the Jersey girl on this panel, I can speak for Snicky and say this was just a fucking culture growing up. There were so many tanning salons in Jersey, especially by the Jersey Shore. You get this cute little sticker that you can like, you put on your hip or whatever, wherever you want. The typical place is like your hip, pretty close to like your vagina. So whoever gets to see what your original skin tone is versus how much you fucking tanned, that's like a flex. I don't know. It seems like I never considered it a like race thing. I think people have like an addiction. As a woman, you sometimes convince yourself that your hair follicles will almost disappear and no one will see any of your pores if you get like a darker skin tone, a tan or something like that. Like you give off the appearance of more evenness and your pores are like masked or something. It's just everyone is striving to be the most attractive, but all of you hoes are looking like Donald Trump. So stop.
Wow.
I just think I'm sorry. I just think it's really funny in Jersey that it was like a fashion trend to have a little like test me spot, like you're a toy in Walmart.
That's
I just think
sicker.
That's so
I know,
cool.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's not cool,
into
but
that.
you
Yeah,
know,
that
it's so
sounds like
interesting.
At the tanning salons, you can like get them where they're. I remember for a while too. It was like the Playboy bunny.
Yeah, the bunny or the heart you can get.
Yeah.
It's like going around public having lost weight but wearing your old pants like nonstop, and you're just walking around like, look how much I've lost.
Yeah, you're walking around with you're doing the Fogel, you know. That was the style for a while.
It's like a low risk tramp stamp, you know.
Yeah. So I don't know.
low
For me, okay. You guys have brought up a lot of points about going too far on each side, and I think this is the perfect time to bring up the fact that we need to reach a good middle ground. All right. So Michael Jackson went too far, and apparently people in India as well go too far, and also in Asia. So we need to reach a middle ground where we walk around like like milk cows. All right, but we have some dark spots, we have some light spots, so everybody gets a little taste of both. We have our own like special spots. You know, we can be like calico cats. We're beautiful.
This is just a nonsense fence sitter position, okay?
This is not a nonsense position.
This is fence sitting defined, okay?
This is not fence sitting. It's actually really cute.
This actually makes so much sense to me. I feel like my tanness would be everywhere except my whiteness could be my ass since I don't have one. I think that's genetically a white trait, right?
No comment.
So I think
I'm not familiar
with
the white genome. I just have it. So, and I too don't. Well, I have an ass. It's just not the shape or like distribution that I think would be preferable. To
wait, ass distribution? Are you telling me there's like? Wait,
so
what is
no, I mean
there's the whole science of this we don't know, Shark.
People have the cute like bubble butts and they're great. And then like even when I played volleyball and was like lifting weights all the damn time, I couldn't get like that bubble butt.
You didn't have the right shape,
like aesthetic. Yeah, shape. And I was just like,
you can't set a glass on it.
Exactly. And I'm like, I'm doing so many goddamn leg lifts and like box jumps and. You know,
speaking of tanning fanatics, that's a standard that's made by that's a standard that's been made by Kim Kardashian, who is also a very well-known tanning addict. And it's interesting because like at one part of me is like, oh, I'm so grateful that we're not still living by like these Paris Hilton body standard, you know, where it's like rail thin, like emaciated, you know. But like now it's like this other like nobody can achieve that, like the Kim Kardashian, you know.
Well, because first of all, Kim doesn't even completely tan. She like not naturally. She literally puts makeup on her body.
Yeah.
So the way like we wear concealer, any photo shoot that you see of hers, she wears concealer like on her knees.
That's actually weird. Well, at least the people who tan that much, they put in the effort. She's just faking it.
She's
and there's like tutorials on YouTube for how to like contour your boobs to like with makeup so that you can or like even your abs to like make it look like you work out.
You can easily go to the local
Katarana.
Halloween. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say welcome, Katarana.
Hello. Am I? It's on push to talk, or can you actually hear me right now?
Loud.
I can hear you.
Sick. Okay. Hello.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm late. I was building.
So can tanning or like can tanning ever like be dramatic enough that it's like problematic, I guess?
I think if you're any more tan than you naturally are, or like naturally can be, then it's already a problem. Like if you can only tan up to a certain percentage, like just stop there. I don't mind if you get spray tans, but don't get spray tanned darker than you naturally can be.
I feel like when you get cancer, you probably went too far.
Is that the bar? Is it the cancer bar?
I mean, it's probably somewhere before cancer, before like the diagnosis, but
it's a thin line. I'm kidding. No, I actually like. I know some people just can't tan, and all they could do is burn. And I say, cool, then don't tan more than that.
God bless. Exactly. That is.
So I'm okay. Yeah, I just think it's really weird. For people to like think it's like, oh, it's just cute and quirky to like LARP as a black person. Ooh, like nah. Yeah, stop. Thank you.
That's my
like,
message. Is just own your whiteness. LARPing is
not a zombie.
Own your whiteness. Like,
yeah.
Yes, just own it.
I understand, like, I was born with a lot of privilege, like with a protective skin that prevents me from darkening, you know, because I'm whatever Canadian and it's cold up here most of the time, no sun. But when there is sun, I'm not worried about it. All right. I'm sensing a lot of frustration here. You know, Kim Kardashian with the bubble butt and the painted knees and shit like that. Like,
does she really
just gotta dial it back a little bit. Like, why do we have to change who we are? You know, why are people whitening their skin in our countries? Why are people trying to get the tan and stuff like that? It's like, look, some of us were born milky white, born to stay that way, never gonna change. All right.
Yeah, we love our printer paper girls. That's okay.
Exactly.
Your
That's
thing.
how it's gotta be.
But what about where
Just
like
to
if
not
we
be
spend any
hypocritical.
time in the sun, I immediately get tanned. So
Do
like
your
that's why I
thing.
spent because I spent my whole childhood, like I said, I spent my whole childhood being tan because you're just like outside all the time, and I played sports. But then when I moved, like went to the East Coast and had like an actual winter, where winter doesn't just mean like, oh, wear a sweatshirt sometimes. And then all of a sudden I discovered like, oh no, this is not my natural skin tone. I
Yeah.
am way whiter than I thought I was. Like it's tricky. Also, it's it used to, I don't know. It's tougher on me too because like I will both tan and freckle. So I get a little bit of both. And that just throws a whole fun new thing. Like if I spend a day in the sun, I'll come home and have like 5,000 new freckles just on my nose alone.
Wow.
So it can give the illusion of a tan from afar if you have bad eyesight. And
Do you
don't
guys
know.
remember how white Ariana Grande was like back in Victorious and Sam and
Dude.
Cat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna bring that up. Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
it's a good point.
Mhm.
Ariana Grande. Yeah, I never watched her before. I love her music. And I think she's adorable.
Yeah, her
but-
music slaps.
Yeah, her music does
I agree.
slap. Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, I guess she's somebody like. There's this picture of her next to Nicki Minaj, I think, and they're both like the same tone, and it's
Dude.
To be fair,
and
I
she's
want to give.
doing it with like fillers and a nose job and stuff so that it makes her look more whatever, like exotic or different. When like you see old pictures of her and you're like, oh no, she's just like a cute white girl. And you're like, whoa.
To be fair, Ariana Grande, like her upbringing going into like Disney, she got her hair dyed red and like destroyed. Maybe some of the dye seeped into her brain. I know her hair now is like in a ponytail for her entire life, so that could also be like.
Oh, you're right. I haven't
cause
seen her
from,
hair
like,
down
brain
ever since
damage.
she left.
Yeah, so she
left
might like
acting.
literally be confused.
Okay, scientifically that does not add up, but nonetheless, I do think that
I'm-
like a lot of this is like a very much like, okay, so your manager or whatever says it's time to look like this, and you're like, I don't want to, and they're like, shut up, bitch. We can't have a bunch of brunettes on Victorious. You're dyeing your hair red. Why? Because I said so. That was actually the whole reason, was that they just didn't want to have a bunch of brunettes. So then like now I just it could just be the same thing where it's like, do you know it's very aesthetic at the moment for you to have big booty and darker skin? And she's like, I don't want to, and they're like, shut up, bitch. So it could always be that, but nonetheless I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
It's all
like
bad.
I don't know, it's just weird to be like, I'm aesthetically black, ooh, you know, like
I think it might be different having grown up in Jersey. I think it's just so normal for people to get tan
yeah.
and
well,
to be like
she's from the
like-
same part of Florida that I'm from, and it's aesthetic to be tan here too, but she didn't do it when she was Victorious, did she?
Mhm. No,
she
but the thing
didn't.
is, I feel like at a certain age, especially when you hit puberty, is when you just start doing those things. Like, like
was
maybe
doing the-
it isn't until college that like you can afford to go to like tanning salons and stuff like that. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, look, I'm gonna keep it real. When I was like hitting puberty, I went down to Florida and I went out every single fucking day. I was in the pool, I was on the beach, I was doing all
Were
sorts
you
of
on
stuff.
yachts?
No,
Well,
I was.
obviously.
I
I
was.
think
I was
that's
a
where
Then
teenager,
take
right?
off the fucking hat.
I think that's where the
I had the
tan
I had the adolescent mindset. I was not full sigma at that point, okay? But what the moral of the story is, I was out there. I was trying to get that tan. I knew the pressure of what it was like at school. You know, came back. I was red as an apple. Okay, I was dying. I was gonna.
Made
Like,
it
this could have been the end of me. Yeah, I could have got cancer. You know, like this is for reals. You know,
Sure, but
This
you
is
could have gotten cancer, but you also could have been cast for VeggieTales. So think of it, you know, it's a double-edged sword.
So I
VeggieTales is
just
like a B tier
in the
kids-
group chat,
kids
I
show.
just shared a picture of the one I was talking about with Ariana Grande next to Nicki Minaj, and while I don't
Well, she's
see,
darker than Nikki. That's hilarious.
so
Jesus.
to be fair, she is she does have like Sicilian in her, I guess, and Sicilian does tend to be a little bit darker.
Dark.
But
That's a stretch and a fucking half, dude.
You know,
like it's
this-
like a like
This could be
that's
a-
My family's also from like the south of France. Like we trace our things, so we're like Mediterranean. Like my mom has more of an olive skin tone, but like
This
that's
could be
a
a
little
rich bitch
different.
thing, right? Like if she's got Sicilian in her, maybe like right before this, she took like a month vacation in the Caribbean or something. You know, it's just completely
before that one.
unrelatable, but she just bathed in the sun for like a month on her like
nah, dog.
time off.
Nah, that's called a
don't
month
think
in a
so.
fucking spray tan booth. That's what that is. It's very I'm confusion and I don't like it.
No,
This
I know
is-
people. I know people who like tan pretty hard during the summertime. They can tan pretty hard.
Not black hard. Go take a walk.
Well, I don't know.
will say go to
Actually, I've met some
Minnesota,
people who.
people like that, but it's because they've been shut in all winter long that as
Yeah.
soon as it's summer, they are out. They are like more active outdoors during the summer than like most Californians I know. I just got back from a trip to Minnesota and like everyone, it's so funny because I'm so used to like seeing them when there's snow on the ground because we go for Christmas. But then I go there and I'm like, oh my God, you're so tan. But then I realize, oh, it's because like every moment you're not like working or having a meal, you're like at a lake because they have so many lakes and you just like spend time outdoors. So I do like, they get real tan real fast. And but it's like during this time of year. I mean, when we go back in the winter, it's like, oh, like all of that's gone.
I just want to note she also has a ponytail in that picture.
Yeah, she does
I'm
not
sorry.
escape the ponytail. I'm wondering if that's how they if that's how her label controls her.
I swear to God, she just cannot be a
it's hiding
40-year-old
the-
woman in a
It's
ponytail
hiding
for
the
the.
antenna. It's hiding the antenna.
Oh, true.
The receiver.
Yeah, it's like the it's like the plankton chum bucket hat, you know?
That's right.
She just can't escape it. She can't take it off.
That's a great reference.
I will
And
say it is
Ugh.
like hilarious when I see white girls trying to escape being white because they're on Twitter a lot and they think that's the height of like black activism or something. I remember specifically like the one party I ever went to. My girlfriend dragged me to, and this one girl. I mean, there's a whole lot of the other part of the story isn't relevant here, but she was doing like magic. She brought a Ouija board. She had like the crystal pendulum to speak to the dead, all that sort of stuff. Great.
Oh yeah,
great.
I love that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, she was. I mean, she was nice. But
Yeah.
I remember like I was the only black person there, right? And so, just this one time, they got talking about like a little bit of social issues, just a little bit, and she was like, "Ugh, white people are they're just this, they're just that, they're just awful. I can't even man. I look in the mirror and I'm like, ugh, white, right, Chris? I'm like,
I don't think that's
Oh, we gotta
healthy.
get outta
I don't
here.
think that's healthy because
gotta
I
get
don't
outta
think
here.
I don't think that I don't think that's healthy for in the opposite direction. You know, if like somebody is looking in the mirror and being like, I don't like my my skin tone or whatever, and I don't think it's healthy for people to be doing that on either end, right? I don't know.
I mean, it's something that's quite common within the cultures on the other end. And, like, the fact that other people are going to sit there and do it too, that's pretty fucking weird. Like, there's already, like, issues within other countries where people use, like, skin bleacher to try to be as light as possible.
Mhm.
And, like,
Yeah. I
people
brought that
just
up
get, like, a
actually.
bunch of-
Yeah,
Yeah,
in
we
India.
did.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
fine.
No,
Well,
no,
I'll
no.
go have the rest of the conversation.
No.
in my shower then.
I just meant
No,
to.
hit
I
it
just meant.
again.
Yeah.
I just meant to contribute to you. That's all. That you can continue.
Oh
Sorry.
no, totally. Yeah, it's just like I know it's pretty common as a Caribbean person. I know like a lot of people that I like know will try to spend as little time out in the sun as possible to like try to like lighten up and stuff. And other countries it's like skin bleacher. So like I don't know. It's really fucking weird that any like people at all are just like, wow, this entirely like immutable trait about myself. I hate it. Like touch grass.
Yeah.
Like chill out. Like
yo,
at
like
the end of the
they
day,
don't want to
like,
touch
you're-
the grass because the grass is darker than them.
Oh fuck!
Yeah,
So-
okay,
Like
damn.
legit, like I like knew like an Asian girl who like would walk with an umbrella to avoid the sun. Like
In
that
my
shit
neighborhood,
happens
we have that
totally. It's
everywhere.
crazy, man.
Well, there's
blows
a
my
lot of
mind.
people who just don't want to get touched by the sun, right? Skin cancer and stuff like that, but also to preserve like their porcelain skin. And I think it has I think in a lot of Asian countries it might just have to do with like skin health,
No, that's bullshit. It's like I think it's all about like wanting
Well,
to be
I know
like
in my
whiter looking.
I know in my because I live in in the Sunset District of San Francisco, and it's like a very like high like Asian population. And yeah, like they often will walk with umbrellas, or even when they go to the beach with like their families, it's all about like even like the big hats that protect even on the sides and stuff. But I think at least here, I can't speak to obviously people like in mainland China, but at least for folks here, a lot of that is because like they're super health conscious in general. So like these are the same folks that even before the pandemic and anything else were wearing face coverings. And that's just like
masks and stuff.
That's part of their. They just do that all the time, anyways. So yeah, but I agree that like that is not the case everywhere. In a lot of places, it's to preserve whiteness.
So there's even like been documentaries on colorism, like in India, and like how it affects the women who happen to just be darker, right? And like it's really sad to see like some of the women who like they're crying and talking about how it's harder to get a job and it's harder to get married, and they're seen as less attractive when like they can have like beautiful features, right? And the only thing that's like different from them and the next person is that they're just a few shades darker, right? Like, and people are putting on like that skin bleaching cream from like a really young age too. I don't think it's healthy in either direction.
So dangerous.
Yeah.
Don't put chemicals on you and also like in you. Just don't do it.
So what's your solution, Stardust? Because like here's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing like, yeah, it's like, oh, I want to like whiten my skin to like deal with these things, because when I look in society, it's like it's really, really difficult. There's like, if I had lighter skin, then I would get all these more opportunities, and you know, but like this is true about like a lot of different physical traits, right? Like it's not just skin tone.
Damn, sounds like a white supremacy issue to me, dog. Wow.
No, it's literally like Joker ideology. It's like, this is just society. Like, what are you gonna do about it? Like,
I mean, like it's not just society. Like all of it is like to try to make yourself look more like another race, and often, especially when it comes to minorities, it's to try to look as white as possible. Like, you know, like there's literally people
but to what end? To what end?
What do you mean by to what end? Like when does it stop?
To find partners, to find jobs, to have success. Like it's the same thing.
Yeah, for every like aspect of it. Like I literally like have had my parents tell me not to continue. Like, please don't marry or have kids with this person because their hair is too kinky. Like that's. Like, it's to what end, like, in every fucking aspect. Like, we want to make sure that the kids have nice hair. We want to make sure that you can get jobs easily. We want to make sure that someone will actually take you home because they can tell their parents that you're a different race. Like, some people are like, oh, it's okay, because, you know, I could just tell my parents you're Brazilian rather than black. Like, okay, lit, I guess. So, like, yeah, in every end. Like, all of this is just, like, everybody, like, a lot of different groups of people that are not white are just like, oh, we need to try to make our beauty standards look as like Caucasian as possible, because that's what the beauty standard in general is.
Yeah, well, like, and I talked about this a little bit earlier before you joined, Katarana, but how essentially like things that are considered cool or like new and trendy, often like they start in minority communities, like people who are Black and brown, and then but like when they're done by those groups, it's seen as like, oh, that's ratchet, or oh, it's whatever. But then the second white people start to do it, all of a sudden it becomes cool and this new thing, right? And that's, I don't know. I agree. A lot of it, like, it's all rooted in white supremacy, and it's all like rooted in where we will celebrate white people for characteristics that we otherwise have like condemned Black people for.
I'm ready to be the bad guy again. I'm actually kind of happy when white people take the things that I have to do just so my hair looks presentable, or the things that I can't help, and decide that they want to mimic it, and then it becomes like just beautiful to other people because they've mimicked it and then made it acceptable. I can go out with fucking bandeau knots if I want to, and I will just look in style. Nobody's gonna peg me for, oh, that's just a ratchet hairstyle. Like, nope, it's normalized now. Fuck off. I can go to the store in 2 fucking French braids and it doesn't nobody like thinks a thing about it. I know people didn't like seeing the Kardashians, all of them rocking like long French braids and putting the weave and extension in. And maybe it feels like appropriating, but I don't understand how we get to a place where there's like no ill feeling about it.
I think my problem is just the process. Like, why does it need to be taken out by another group of people for it to be appropriate? Why can't it just be done?
I mean, that was my point. Yeah, it was the fact that it only became appropriate or whatever once white people started doing it. That's also why I take issue with a lot of, like having worked in the corporate world, I take issue with a lot of the dress codes and the way the dress codes are articulated or like specified in their code of conduct, whatever, because those dress codes for what is deemed appropriate for business is entirely rooted through the lens of like Western white culture. And, you know, when they say like, oh no, but you need to wear these certain things or have your hair a certain way, it's all like framed around white people without considering that like that people who are from other cultures or whatever, like there's still ways you can be, quote, business appropriate. It doesn't have to just default to what white people consider appropriate.
I think that's why it had to happen that way, like in the United States. Like I feel like in the United States, the reason why like you needed the Kardashians or like Ariana Grande, just people like that to like make braids look cool, or not look cool, but like you see more people wearing it besides just this group of people. So you don't like associate braids with this group of people, and you don't see someone with braids and then automatically like categorize them as this group of people. It's just like anybody can wear braids. Whereas when I'm in Dominican Republic, like you already see everybody do it. So it's not something that you don't have to incorporate this into your surroundings.
It's unfortunate that has to be the path, though, because there's still going to be a bunch of people that end up being left off due to the fact that type of attire or that anything might not be seen as being cool. Before the pandemic, I was about to host like a networking event, but the whole like I guess shtick of it was that people that were from different countries can wear their business attire. So we advertised it by having like one of my friends like wear her like Thai business attire, another friend wear like her Indian business attire, and then everyone was like, "Wow, that's innovative." I'm like, it shouldn't fucking be innovative. It's just wearing clothes that are appropriate for you. But like, you know, it's more. I believe it's going to come first that like passion twist are going to be seen as something that are seen as cool, rather than like my friends are going to be seen as appropriate for wearing like lehengas to like a business meeting. And like, why is that? Like, that's still like.
Well, and the thing is that like Black women especially, like they are still stigmatized often for whether it's what they do with their hair or their clothing, whatever, they still get backlash for like whatever stigmatization people have associated with that stuff when white women are like celebrated for it, and ooh, she's such a trendsetter, or like, oh, like that's so edgy and cool. So I think that is also the discrepancy for me. Is it's like, do I want this stuff to be normalized or be in a society where like it isn't necessarily like associated just with your race, or it didn't come from that, and everyone can just look at something in a vacuum and be like, oh, cool, I want to do that. Of course I do. Like normalizing like that's what I'm hopefully working towards for like my kids' generation, my kids' generation. But like the reality we're in right now is that it's just important sometimes to recognize like, hey, yeah, I could come back from my, vacation in Cancun with cornrows and everyone's like, ooh, fun. But for like so many other women, that's seen as like, oh, it's unprofessional, or like, oh, that looks like dirty, or that's not business appropriate, whatever. Or even just like,
well, the thing is, I don't think
white women have had it like they've already had kind of a rough 2021 thanks to Bo Burnham. So like, I'm just saying, like, can we just dial it back a little bit on these people? Just dial it back a little bit, like, because it's just
well, it's not just white people. I don't think Kim Kardashian is she's like half white,
she's
half something.
Armenian, yeah.
She's Armenian.
Yeah.
That's white, right?
But I just
like white adjacent.
It's in the Caucasus, isn't it?
So, like, the issue is there was nothing dirty. There was nothing, like, degen about braids, bandeau knots, wearing your hair natural out, kinky, twist, box braids. Like, none of that was dirty. That was just, like, people criticizing Black people to be able to criticize them. Like, oh, what's different about you? I'm gonna get you. And this is what I'm gonna mock you for. And then, like, to, instead of mocking somebody, to mimic, to, like, it's supposed to be flattering. Like, when I see a white girl, she dyed her hair blonde, bleached it blonde or something like that, I don't think she's appropriating albino people. Or do we have to go that far too?
I like your point, because, like, you're making this point about how, like, when white people take over, like, different, like, cultural beauty standards and stuff like that, like, it normalizes in our society, makes it easier for those people. So it's just like another way that white people save the day again. You know?
Yeah, you think that I'm more attractive than you. Like, go at it.
Honestly, I gotta agree. America getting Negro pilled is probably one of the funniest things. Like,
so
conservatives
calling it Negro pilled is probably funnier.
Yeah, we should keep that up. All right. So, like, they're like the conservatives, they're all busy worrying about the gay agenda. I'm so glad that my homosexual brothers are running defense for us, while we black pill the entire world. It's going very well. The Negro pill is something that is inevitable at this point. I'm sorry, all of your favorite actors, they're darker. They're wearing kinkier hairstyles. It's too late. You cannot stop it. The changes are already here. And also, Katarina, I'm sorry, like, a little bit, I gotta call you out a tiny bit. I'm feeling a little bit of light skin energy coming from you.
Wow. Okay. Continue.
When you were like, oh no, they're like Ariana Grande, she looks like us, they're Black. I'm like, that just looks like a tanned white person. But I'm like, I come from a dark skinned family, so I don't know. We may not have the same experience.
I have family members that look like less Black than she was looking in that photo. It makes me very uncomfortable.
Well, I'm saying it's just like light skin energy. It's okay.
I don't mind.
I apologize for colonization.
I don't mind it so much because like I've met people of other ethnicities that have been like like stereotypically people would think that they would be like darker than me, but they've met other people who are lighter than me, you know? So I don't mind it so much. Like, honestly, I don't mind cultural appropriation for the most part. I think it's, for me, I've benefited from it. Like, things, like, you know, this, the implementation of, like, Indian instruments into, like, popular music, or, like, you know, the
White Girls of Henna.
Or the popularization of, like, yoga, you know, like in Hinduism. I mean, that one was a little bit weird. That the appropriation of Hinduism was a little bit weird. It's weird to go
like, also
to
like Gwen Stefani wearing a bindi, right?
Wait, you're telling me it's a
much.
little bit weird when I cover my body in sacred geometry? It's a little bit weird.
Well, okay. I don't mind. Like, I don't mind I don't mind the fashion from it, right? It's when I'm like at a thing and like there's like a white person like explaining Hinduism to me and
oh no,
like I'm like,
no,
I'm not gonna say anything. But
yeah, I've had some of my friends like travel outside to go to like yoga retreats that were like from like Mumbai, but then they say like I'm the only Indian person at this entire event, and everybody else is like you know, on borderline crying while doing yoga, and she's like, yo, what the fuck? Like,
are you guys okay? I'm just here for exercise.
Yeah, my friend's like, I'm here to meditate, but some of you guys are like going off way too hard. This makes me uncomfortable.
Having
like,
a spiritual awakening.
Yeah, like people are having spiritual awakenings, and
we love that shit. Because it makes us feel special. It makes us like feel like, oh no, but I'm not one of the best. So I know we were talking about how you hate with like when white people are like, oh, fucking white people. But like I do find myself feeling that a lot, even though I realize I am part of this group, but sometimes it's hard not to feel that way because I'm just like, can you guys fucking give it a rest for like a minute, just so that like, and when I see stuff like this, because I grew up in Silicon Valley where it's people that like, once they get money, they're just like, oh no, but now I'm like very enlightened. And I'm going to start a podcast about talking about the divine feminine energy and like how I came to discover it when I went on like a rich white ladies only retreat. in the Adirondacks and like did ayahuasca or something, and like I'm just like, oh my god, like just enough.
I
Like,
think
was colonialism not enough for you? Now
Maddie,
you have to like ruin this.
Maddie, I need you to forgive yourself, okay? Because that type of guilt is what leads you to signing up for like monthly reparations on
This
like
guilt
scams.
is the most white woman thing you could be doing right now.
This is very white. I'm sorry.
Yeah, holy shit.
That's
Yeah, no, I
hilarious.
love
Like,
white
super
women.
white.
I love
Lord.
white
I'm
women.
extremely white.
Hi.
Radiating white energy.
I love white women.
Dylan,
I
how do
think
you
they're
feel about
hilarious.
tanning?
What do I feel about tanning?
Yeah, do you think there's
Oh
a
yeah,
way?
Dylan,
Like,
what do you feel?
yeah, do you feel like there's a way at which tanning becomes inappropriate?
Tanning becomes inappropriate?
Yeah.
Well, I assume if I like tan to the point where people like look at me and they're, I guess like if I tan to look like a different race, like I've seen people try to attempt to do that. And that's pretty.
Like, do you think like when people start looking a bit leathery, that's an issue?
Yeah, I think if you look like you should be like skin to
Show
make
him
a
the
wallet,
Ariana
then I
Grande
think that's a
picture.
problem.
How about this Ariana Grande photo? How
What
do you feel?
Ariana Grande photo?
I'm so
This
worried.
one.
If
Oh, you'll
Dylan got a
see.
tan with his long hair, I think he would just look exotic.
I would
I
look
think that would-
exotic.
Yeah, I
I don't like
Um,
that word. I don't like that
I mean,
exotic word.
I know.
When we
Jungle Dylan.
honestly, this sounds
Probably.
weird to say out loud, but I feel like it would really depend on like what is her racial makeup?
She's Italian.
She's Italian. Oh, that's the makes it even more
Sicilian.
complicated because they're Sicilian. Okay.
Yeah, it's not even a regular Italian. She's Sicilian. She's like the dark Italian.
Okay, well then you can't really
It's like-
get angry
it's
at
like
her.
Italian, but
Sicilian.
No,
from
but like also, do you know what
Oh.
Ariana Grande used to look like in 2011?
I don't know. All I remember her from was like Sam and Cat.
Okay, and what color was she in Sam and Cat?
I don't
Dylan?
remember. I didn't
What
really
color
watch
was
it.
she in Sam and Cat, Dylan?
I don't know. Maybe maybe the fucking marinara sauce just kicked in. I don't know how that works.
The what?
The marinara
Yeah,
sauce.
The
The
marinara
marinara
sauce.
sauce?
Italian. I don't know how it works.
Marinara.
Look,
Marinara.
but
I mean, she wasn't like super light. She was still darker.
I
She was
do
darker
think it's
than
like an
Faye.
excessive amount of
No,
tan.
I looked
like,
at
I think
picture-
like a light tan is
I think
fine, but I feel like when you get into that extent, like you kind of look like you're. I don't know. It feels
There's
like
no
you're about
way-
to like turn yourself into a
She,
wallet.
she might have
this
just
has to
been
have
on
you, like, some
vacation
makeup
like
too,
1 week
yeah?
too long.
Okay, but Dylan,
That is longer than
my
1 week.
point was that if you tan anything past what you naturally can be, I think that's weird. Like you burn, so stay like that. That's why your last name is what it is, right?
Dylan Burns.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Fucking got him.
us non-tan
Well,
brothers gotta stick
well,
together.
okay. You stream at like 15 viewers, so you stay there. That's where you
Damn.
naturally are.
Get the
So
fuck
bad.
out.
Ooh,
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Don't you have a maid outfit to go put on for your
Oh my
for your watchers?
goodness.
Well, get him out of here.
Yeah, what the
The
is-
shade.
God,
The
rub your
shade.
white
This is where
privilege on
he
me,
should
Dylan.
stay.
Well, that
Lest
was.
he burned.
Ugh.
I do have to say, like, if you tan to the point where you look like all those people in that one SpongeBob tanning episode, then you've gone like way too far.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I agree with that. Like, I think it's
Leather
fine.
daddy.
Like, there's
Taking leather
again,
daddy too far.
that's the leather daddy you don't want. We don't kink shame here, but like that version of leather daddy, no, thank you. Like you should not. I mean, people should not be able to like look at you and be like, that could be a purse.
I suppose, yeah.
Or
Yeah.
boots.
Yeah.
I still
Yeah.
stand on like I don't want it to be like once you go way too far to the extent that like you look unhealthy, it's a problem. Like I don't know. Like I think typical Florida girls is the furthest anyone should go. Like there were a couple people that migrated from Michigan to Florida and they just burned and I'm like, cool. That means you don't get to tan and that's done for you. And you get to look like Powder, the movie, but like at all times. That's what Lord Jesus Christ died for you to look like, and that's what you're gonna stay like.
I do have to say, it's a little bit
Also,
funny
like,
when
why-
people can't tan. It's a little bit
hilarious.
funny. I'm
I
sorry,
laugh
like
every
it's,
day.
it's just a little bit funny because I had this one like white girlfriend, and she was like part Jewish. She could not tan
Aw.
like at all. Like I took her outside when we went in the summertime, and she would just like tomatoify. That she would go. That's when the marinara
It
kicked
would
in.
ripen.
She would ripen. Yes, she was beautiful. She was sweet, and she would ripen. But she got a little too ripe. I had to like, I see. You know how some guys, they're looking for like a mommy girlfriend, all right, and in their purse they have like all the things to take care of their boyfriend. I had to, in my car,
band-aids.
Yeah, like band-aids. Yeah, I had
Hats.
to. I carried around an umbrella for her if it got too hot, and some sunscreen when it got too hot,
that's so cute.
because she would just burn.
Nice. That's very thoughtful of you to do that for her.
Do you have a
first like nails? Never had nails or screwdrivers in his home, so for some reason he needed $9.99 lesbian Colorado to come by. Even though I'm a bisexual rather than a lesbian, but here we are. So that's
Wait, he had no like tools in his house?
Yeah, he didn't have any fucking tools. It's weird as shit.
That's weird.
Yep.
I was gonna make a joke, but I feel like I shouldn't make that joke.
Oh no.
So,
okay. So yes. Right. So we were talking about. So one thing that would. How can we like? Let's say it is problematic, or it's based on some. I don't know. I personally don't think it's problematic. But if people did find it problematic that people tan too much or whatever, how would you even police that? You know.
Shut down all tanning salons. I want $1 million industries to go out of business today. Okay.
No, here's what we do. Here's what we do. We get together some scientists from Winnipeg. All right. We get some scientists in Winnipeg together. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And we can
Well, that sounds like a place for fucking Narnia.
A cooperative research agreement with a Chinese lab about respiratory viruses. Okay. And then we're going to concoct a new variant of one of these viruses in collaboration with China, and that will keep everybody indoors for a minimum of 2 years. So that's how we're going to keep these people out of the sun. No tanning.
That's not going to work. A lot of housewives in New Jersey have their own tanning beds in their basements.
Oh my gosh!
Look, New Jersey's not a.
I know at least
no. New Jersey, we just like fence it off. Nobody cares.
Yep.
Bye.
Like anything that breeds a snooki needs to go.
Also Florida, we can well if we're gonna be annexing or like sequestering states, I would absolutely volunteer Florida.
Yeah, Florida goes first.
No, Florida has to go. Like I'm sorry,
right,
that wasn't even up for contention.
What?
I'm okay being
I'm glad we're on the same
here.
page.
I don't endorse this. Where else am I gonna get my fucking memes from?
Look, Florida's an important
hear about it from a
state
distance.
for us Canadians, like us snowbirds, that we want to have a cheap ass vacation and get
first of all, everyone hates snowbirds. Snowbirds suck.
No, okay,
I hate
Yeah, they're kind of garbage.
Every fucking Montrealer that goes down to Florida, I want them gone.
We butter your bread, okay? Like, look, that's the
I
way
do
the
have
world,
a question. I have a question. Okay, what about the tanning injections? What do you guys think about those?
What?
Sorry, what?
A what?
Tanning injections.
What the
Are you
fuck
talking
is
about
that?
when-
Is that like
there's
tattoos?
No. So there's injections you can get that people use for tanning.
Yeah, I don't like that. That sounds bad, actually.
Yeah,
I don't know how that works.
Dude,
what?
Okay, let's swipe
Like
that
literally
shit.
just like
Let's swipe it.
change your pigment.
Yeah,
get the whole thing.
So here it is. It's
it
melanin
Is
injection.
it just like straight melanin? Yeah.
Are they farming black people for their melanin?
Okay, no. This is like Alex Jones saying they drain the adrenochrome from children. This is like, no, we drain the melanin and then we give it to the white women.
Wait, hold on.
No, this is even worse.
That
This
shit,
sounds
holy.
like rich people taking like baby foreskin and then making it into a sandwich for their youth. You know what I'm
So
talking
it's
about?
a
Like,
real
this is bad.
thing.
Is
It's
this
a
for
real
like
thing.
people like RJ who can't
Feeling
tan and just
young
turn red?
people's blood to like make them younger, but they're just like, but like I could just have more melanin. Problem solved. Just let me eject it. What? How? Oh my god.
I don't care if it's synthetic.
Here.
I don't care if it's real. I want it gone. It sounds weird as
Synthetic
shit.
melanin.
But
Get
technically it's like
my God.
natural, right? If they're injecting it and it just like naturally turns their
No.
skin.
Oops.
It's natural if they're
some of us
injecting
just-
it. What are you
Some
talking
of us
about?
just don't have the
The
DNA
opposite
to
of
make
natural.
markers. Stop. Like, if it's not in your DNA sequence for you to be able to have a certain type of melanin, it means that you're not supposed to have a certain type of melanin. Stop. Don't do it. Look, that's weird shit. What?
I linked it in the group chat. I linked two websites about it, I believe.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that like at all. That's bad.
I feel like
It's-
people are beautiful in all different skin tones, all different shades, all different like pigmentations, and honestly would appreciate if everybody can just like rock what they have. And that, like, I would love a day where I don't have to wear like concealer and stuff to feel like I like have to present an even skin tone. Like that would be awesome. And I feel like tanning.
I'm glad I'm doing the work for you.
I love you, Shark. I feel like tanning and self-tanning is really something that like women got into in a heavy way to project this sort of even glowing skin tone that is just not really natural.
Somebody is
If
in
I
chat.
project my actual skin tone, I'm gonna frighten young children and small to medium-sized dogs. So I don't know.
I want to know where they
Like-
farm the melanin from.
Listen,
I also have questions.
No, you
about-
don't.
I also I
it's
do.
All stem cells.
I
Dead
have some
babies everywhere.
questions.
So I also tan. You know, I use like the sunless tanner, right? And I just use it because I'm not trying to like necessarily get like change my skin tone, but I use it more because like it makes your skin even, you know? So yeah, it's more of like it's like makeup for your body basically.
Yeah.
But some of these people, they take the melanin injections super far, and somebody in chat brought up this Nuka Zeus. I remember them. It's this guy, here, I'll link it. It's this guy who got so much like melanin injections, and he claims that he's black.
Oh, transracialism. That's so fun.
Oh no, it's this guy. Oh no, I remember this guy. I hate this guy, bro.
No. Yeah, he's the worst.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me check.
Imagine so imagine like you're back in 5th grade, and so you draw a stick figure character and you want to make them black. So in the little like circle that you made for the head, you take the brown crayon and then just go you're just like shaving off the crayon, and you can like feel like how thick it is. He just looks incredible. It's
Wait,
just
where are you
not
guys
good.
seeing it?
Just type in like
right.
Nuka Zeus into
Here,
like
I'll
Google.
link it for you. Nuka Zeus. If I'm not black, I don't want to live. Okay, right.
Oh yeah, he has
Sounds like it's time to end it.
he has like fuck whites and then black power tattooed on his forearms. The guy's insane.
And like what?
Someone
But
should
he's
diagnose him.
white, right? Like he's
No, yeah, he's
Oh
white.
shit!
he is a white man. Okay.
Yeah, he looks
I
I've
like
just
never
linked
seen
it.
this dude.
I just linked
looks
it
like-
in the group chat.
Thank
He's-
you. I can't type.
he looks like an extra
Yeah.
from LMFAO. Well, he used to.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna watch this tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
looks like a
I don't know,
problem.
people like that, I think that maybe that's the issue. Is like when you're trying to look like a different race, that I don't know. There's some shit going on that maybe I would
Wait,
rather like there
does
be
he-
mental health services for someone to like explore why that is. But like in my case, at least, like if I spend a week outside, I just tan super fast and easily that like I look like a different person, and
But
a
you
lot of
don't
times it's because I
act
went on
different.
vacation.
You don't act
No,
different,
I don't
though,
act
right? Like
different.
you don't
No,
get
I'm
tan
still insufferable.
and
You
then
don't
tell
use-
people that you identify as African American now. Like so long
You don't
as
start
you're-
dropping
no,
certain
I am-
words, you know.
Yeah.
No,
Like this
I
guy
continue to
drops
be
that word.
insufferable
This
white
guy
man.
drops
Oh
that
my
word.
God.
So,
Okay, well then maybe I can't watch this.
but
I don't know what the fuck that is, and I don't know what this melanin injection is, but all of it needs to stop. Like,
Katarana's just scared.
As
we all should be.
I'm a fucking neocon, okay? Today, everyone's gonna be exactly what I tell them to be. No, I don't know. Like, look, everybody has a range. During COVID, I got kind of pale because I didn't go outside. And then, when I was living in Haiti, I wasn't pale because I was always outside. And there goes your range. You get to be from one end to the spectrum of the other, and that's all you get to be. And oops, you don't like it. Maybe ask for the next time when you're reincarnated to be in a different body. But you know what? For now, you're in this one, and just fucking deal with it.
yeah, you focus on getting good karma in this life so that when you get to the point where you ask for a different body, then you can get the body you want because you have a decent amount of karma saved up.
And then,
Just
Yeah,
kidding, that's also appropriation. But
Artist, how do you feel about this white woman explaining karma in Hinduism too?
I was just gonna say, I'm like, this is also appropriation,
It's
by the
okay.
way.
It's okay. It's fine. I don't mind.
Wait, Stardust, I do have to
Hey,
ask.
I'm
How do you feel
1%
about
Coptic Egyptian, so
Okay, yeah.
how'd you feel about that Joe Rogan Ganesh statue?
I don't know about
Nani?
this. What's going on?
Oh. Well, what do you think about the people copping the Ganesh statues?
It just whatever floats your boat, man. With the 70s, people were appropriating real hard on a lot of like Indian stuff, Indian.
All the
so-
psychedelic music had sitars because everybody was like, dude, like.
Well, even like prior to that, I don't mind the musical stuff. The musical stuff, I think that's dope as hell. Like, because the people are just putting their, making new creations basically with influence. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I just think it's weird when I go to like when I was in college, I was an undergrad, and like this Hindu organization showed up on campus, and it was like all white people, and like me and the other like Indian people we're going up, and we're like, getting explained we're getting like the religion of Hinduism like explained to us, it's like like we're like, did you experience that too? And they're like, yeah, but I don't know. I guess I just don't really care too much, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. It's other than the awkwardness of it, it's whatever, I guess. People are weird.
You should have memed on them super hard and been like, actually, when you have Indian blood in you, you can literally transcend time and space. They would have lost their minds. Because I meme on
just
people
trolled
like
them.
that.
I would have just
No,
made shit up and be
it
like, no,
sounds
you're
like they
wrong.
would
Like in
start-
India, it's different.
It sounds like they would start drinking Indian blood then, so don't tell them that.
But I don't know. Like here in
Injecting some weird
Montreal,
shit.
like every summer we would have like a celebration of Indian culture. But yeah, the people that organized it were all like recently converted, like Hare Krishna, like people. They like
people.
they have the fucking like rat tails, and I'm like,
Yep. Those are the people.
Yeah, there was a what's it called? Documentary. I think oh god, what's the guy's name? But I think it was by a guy, he's like British, and he does all these things where he just goes in and asks questions, and he goes to India to talk to people who like follow gurus, or like, and these are all Western people who then move to India to like follow their like chosen guru, and one of the guys is like seen as a guru and has people like following him around, and they're like, what's the motivation behind all these people from like the United States, from England, from France, who move? And it was fascinating because like,
People
I don't
are
know,
just stupid.
I
think
wish I could
it's
say
just
that, but
not.
like some of these people are legit. They're like, you talk to them, you hear about their backgrounds, and I'm like, you're not stupid, but like, I don't know.
They found meaning in it.
Maybe you're just very good at acting.
I don't know.
Yeah.
If somebody finds meaning in that kind of stuff, like, I guess I don't really have an issue with it. If that's what you find meaning in, I don't think that should just be something that like, people from that culture get to experience, right? But I can just comment and say it's awkward without like wanting to gatekeep it, I guess. But it's awkward.
Maybe I don't actually know like what you guys are talking about, but I guess when you say that, the thing that comes up in my head is the dude in Mexico who came out as being Jesus, and then like his whole town believes him, and so there's like a community in Mexico that thinks that Jesus is reincarnated there, and there are people who have up and left the United States to go live with Jesus. I just think people who uproot their lives on behalf of like one person across the world, there's just other shit wrong.
Maybe there is, yeah.
And I found it. It's Louis Theroux, and it was part of his BBC series Weird Week. I'll share the link in chat.
Okay,
but
yeah, that sounds
for
great.
He has a whole segment on India Enlightenment, and like all these freaking white people that moved to India and are like,
yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah. People like give up their whole lives, successful careers, and just go, you know?
Yeah, but they're
Damn.
enlightened though.
Right. So there's also that.
I totally forgot.
Did you guys
about
take that into consideration? Like that they're enlightened?
No, I'm
You're
just
right.
a pussy
Yeah,
ass
you
bitch,
know, you're right.
I just glazed.
Yeah,
glazed
I
right
should
over
really,
that.
I should really consider that more.
Damn. I'm gonna consider that next time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
next
know.
time, not right now.
I don't.
No, absolutely not right now.
I just don't have too much of an issue. I'm personally like I'm I'm not a religious person. I'm myself am an atheist, so like it's not for me. But if people find meaning in these different religious things, then more power to them. It's just awkward. It's just it's just weird. That's all. But yeah, I guess I don't really have an issue with it. It's just weird. It's just weird. That's all. But these people who are like getting melanin injections, I think most of them are just doing it for tanning. But like, I think it's interesting that there are people who are getting these melanin injections, who are doing it and claiming that they're another race. So.
Personally, I don't care what the utility of it is.
Yeah.
If it's like to try to say like now I'm a different race, I don't like it. If you're doing it because you think it's cute, I don't like it. If you're doing it because I don't know, your friend dared you while you guys were drunk on your bachelor party, I don't like it. I don't like it no matter what the context is. It's weird as fuck.
Katarina, you're the conservative of this panel.
Yup.
Do you guys know about Martina Big?
No.
Is this another melanin injector?
Yeah. So she used to be she was a German model and actress, and she's known for undergoing extensive body modification.
Yo, what the fuck is this?
I'm not
Nope. I don't like it. I don't know what. No.
I might know what you're talking about.
So I'll put it again in the thing.
Oh, big.
No, please. Listen, all right. Listen, okay. I do not like girls who pretend to be black. I'll take girls who pretend to be dogs far above. This is just weird. Why would they do this?
She even like had like not just the injections, but she like got like a surgery.
She changed her name.
And so is Iggy Azalea.
Really
have you seen the latest like photos of Iggy Azalea where like she went? I mean, before she like the whole thing was like, oh, because she has a tiny waist and a huge ass, and like that is what makes her like look at this white girl. But then in the picture that was just released, like she's super tanned, like has clearly had lip injections, and like looks like she's trying to present as a black woman. And
They look like you're doing
either.
Okay, hold up. In February 2018, she traveled to Nairi, Kenya, where Pastor Isaac Murridge of like Gachira Baptist Church baptized her, and according to him, declared her to be a true African woman. Gave her the Swahili name Malika Kubwa.
Okay, look, that's like the moral equivalent of like if people were to come out and be like, no, actually, Kat gave me the N-word card. Like, no, that's sorry. Like, who is this person to be the moral authority and be like, no, you are officially black?
But Isaac Murridge? That doesn't sound like a black name.
Isaac can go for a fucking walk. I don't know what that is.
Maybe, I don't know.
I think he knows what he's talking about. I don't know. I don't like these injections, but I don't know. I feel like he knows what he's talking. He is in Kenya.
You know what? You're right.
She went from being a blonde German woman to trying to be African.
She does look like a caricature of a black person, though.
But this is mental illness, right?
Yeah. Is this a minstrel show? What am I looking at?
You can't even call her racist. I feel like if she was racist, she'd want to be the opposite of black.
I don't think she's racist. I think she's confused.
This is so much wrong.
I'm puzzled.
She's
and
German.
on the outside and the
universal
inside.
Healthcare. Like, get a therapist, girl. Like,
yeah.
Literally
a few of them.
Oh, her website is something else.
Like
her
a dedicated team.
Else.
Yo, and she's been on TV so many fucking times. What's with the media enabling this? Okay, this can't be acceptable. Like this is
they love to farm. They farm weird people.
Yeah.
Also,
First
there's
this
people
and
out
then
there with
Trump.
no
Like, where's it
talent
gonna
that have
end?
been on TV so many fucking times. Like, for some reason,
Mhm.
Trisha Paytas is on TV all the time. I
that's
don't
my
know-
fault. That's my fault. I like
Ugh.
watching this shit.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Well,
give you
she's
no
fine.
rating.
Yeah, people like
Jerry
Jerry,
is hands
they-
down causing issues in society. There we go.
I love watching Trisha Paytas.
Dude,
I
people
know.
love watching. No matter what she
Trisha's-
does, they love watching her eat, watching her sleep, watching her. I don't know, try
Do
to
something
film
else.
her DID
Yeah.
switch.
The only
It's-
thing I don't watch is her having sex, which that might happen soon. I don't know. I might give it a
Yeah.
watch.
Wait, how much is her OnlyFans?
I don't know.
I've seen
When-
her. She used to
gonna
post like
research that.
OnlyFans stuff on her Twitter though,
Research.
right? Like
Yeah,
I
let me
watched
know.
like there was one where she like there was one that was like when she was like getting fucked basically on Twitter, basically, you know.
That's
Yup.
wild.
Yeah.
Listen,
Oh,
I don't. A lot of shit gets through on my Twitter timeline that I don't think should be there. I should never see like penis going into vagina, but I do.
You
Yeah.
do?
I do.
Wait, who you?
How deep are you into Twitter? What the fuck?
I
Wait,
try
how
I
not
might
to
be on
see
the
it
wrong
either,
side
but
of Twitter. I don't know how it happened. It just did. I don't know how to undo it.
Man, I
Yeah.
see, I
Too
see
late.
like an anime picture. I'm like, man, how did this fuck up? Like, what are you on? Holy
Yeah, I
shit.
don't see like
I
sex
fell
tapes.
into horny
I just see
Twitter.
like anime boobies. You know?
No,
Oh,
anime boobies all day. Yeah, but
I just see NASA. Okay. No, but I don't. I'm sorry. I don't know, but like honestly, I think all of like it's just because these people are so interesting that they end up getting a platform and thus further fueling their stupidity. Like I'm sure they get paid to get these appearances, which thus gives them more money to add more. I don't know, what has this person done to themselves besides booby implant?
We need to take a
definitely
moment.
very,
We need to take this moment to shame you people because I don't watch it. I don't like Trish Paytas. I know she fucking showed up on H3 or something like that. That's all I know of this person. I know what she looks like from YouTube thumbnails. You are the problem. You people right now. You are the problem.
I mean,
You need
I've
to
never heard of this person.
think about it for a sec.
So,
all right.
uh,
I'm
Self-reflect.
also an old, so
So that's amazing. In chat, made a good point and said that the first explicit atheist known by name was the German language Danish white guy named Matthias Knudsen, the white man's belief. So I guess I'm appropriating white
Wait, what's his
people.
last name?
Knudsen.
Matthias
that.
Knudsen.
Are you sure like they're not going to tell you that the like second atheist was like Sarah Ligma? Like, what-
that's a different person, Maddie. That's not Iggy.
it's Iggy Azalea.
Who the
Let me
fuck
see.
is that?
Oh
That
shit!
is what in her like most
That's
recent.
like
that's
that's
Iggy
like-
Azalea.
that's like one of those background characters from like Love and Hip Hop. That's not Iggy.
I don't
No,
like
that's
this.
Iggy Azalea.
I don't
Yeah.
like it.
I don't like it.
I have to look this up now because I have.
She linked it in the chat if you want to see it.
I looked in the chat. And also, like, if you just
wait.
search Iggy Azalea blackfishing, is like how it's being framed, and yeah, it's
I mean, I remember what she looked like in Fancy, you know, when her
Yeah.
stardom happened because of Ti. But
What am I looking at?
you're looking at Iggy Azalea in her most recent. I don't know if it was a video or
Where
it was
did
like
she?
a photo shoot.
I'm so confuzzled. Did someone kick her in the jaw? What?
if they
What-
did, they got like $40,000 for it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm
I don't know,
confused.
this
Like
is
this
fucking weird.
seems like straight up blackface. Like I'm confused. Like wait, dude.
Exactly.
Okay,
Like
this
Ariana
doesn't-
Grande at least looks kind of dark, even when she's young. Like she looks at
wouldn't-
least like kind of dark when she's young. But like
I wouldn't
What?
consider this blackface. I feel like it's just I don't know how to put it. I definitely I don't consider tanning and doing like stuff like that to be blackface. I think if it's blackface, you have to be like
she's not tan, she
being
looks
disrespectful to the culture. You have to like hate black people or something
She
like
dyed
that.
her hair too, so it's like all like
Wait,
I
who are we
don't know.
talking about?
Iggy Azalea.
Yeah.
I
Like she straight
Yeah,
up
I'm
looks
gonna-
black in this picture.
Wait,
Mhm.
which picture?
The one
I
that got
linked it
posted
in
in Charles chat.
Stardust chat.
Oh,
Oh, okay. It's not in our group chat.
Like this does
I'm
not
sorry,
look like
I
a
know-
tan.
I know-
Oh,
I don't
She looks like
participate in server discourse, okay? Like, we have a private chat for a reason.
She kind of looks like
Hey,
Nicki
it's
Minaj.
on the Twitch chat.
I'll put it in the private chat too.
I mean, she is pretty, but
So the open panel also is beginning now. If anybody from chat wants to join in, yeah.
This seems
Yeah,
like self-hate. Like she just didn't like the way that she looked before, and maybe idealizes Black women more.
Or there is always just a chance that this is more profitable. I don't know.
Yeah. Like there's something
This
behind
is what's hot at the moment. And
Wait a
like,
sec.
I
She's
like
Australian.
yeah, she's. Oh my gosh, she was so white. She's so pale.
Yeah.
She was blonde.
Yeah.
She was blonde.
She was naturally
She's like
blonde.
a blonde. Well, it's funny because people like hear her in her music, and apparently, like Ti coached her on how to sound like a southern, like from the South Black woman, even though she is like white and Australian. So,
well, to be fair, she grew up like listening to Biggie and shit. So I don't know how much.
Yeah, I've heard a couple of Taylor Swift songs too, but you don't catch me saying it was Romeo. He was growing bad. Like, what the fuck? I don't care.
I just don't want to give Ti
But you
so
didn't.
much
You didn't
credit.
vibe with it the same way she did.
You know what? That's where I fucked up. I
True.
should go listen to more country songs. Give me a couple of hours.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah,
what? I'm
partner.
just gonna listen to a couple of CTV debates. I'll be back.
Perfect.
Like, no, I don't care how much you enjoy music or whatever. Like, you're not. It's weird. It's not your fucking voice. Like, I sound like this, and I don't want to. But you know what? This is me. I can't do anything about it, and I'm not gonna do anything about it.
You can make your
I
voice
also-
sound however. I don't think that's a big deal. But like she like literally looks black.
it
Like how's
is.
this different from
Oh,
Justin
yes.
Trudeau?
It is weird to make your voice sound a different way. Like,
Not really.
if I came on
Like all those white guys that just decided, like, oh, I'm hip hop now, I'm gangster, and they just like, even though they live in the fucking suburbs,
yeah, I'm
like,
street dog. Like, please, no.
yeah.
Can you not? I don't know.
I
like,
feel like
I
when
think
it comes to like another country and to enjoy like American music, it might be a little bit different, you know? Because I feel like I see artists in other countries when they sing, it almost sounds like they sing in an American accent.
Well, that's just
don't
part
know
of
if it's different. For
that's just
rap.
part of so singing. Like that's just part of
no.
enunciating. You know, it's
No,
not
no,
really.
no. I have
No, it's
listened
true,
to
actually.
the silly,
So-
serious
knows the
sing
shit, though.
songs. She sings regular songs, and then she sang some shit that's an Australian song, and it's just sound different.
Okay, but for real, like if you like in early 2000s, like angsty, like high school years, if you listen to like pop punk, and you could not tell the difference between the American bands and the UK bands. They
Yeah,
all sang,
exactly.
they all sounded identical.
So
Because with
it's-
English, it's a way of how you
It's
So
not
I
because you're
used
trying to be
take
American.
Voice
It's just-
lessons. I'm a trained like I used
Yeah.
to take voice lessons. I did musical theater, and it's actually like you notice this even with the Beatles and like older bands with how they say, like when you sing English, it tends to sound more like American English, and that is simply like it's a product of how we
You
make the
enunciate,
sounds, and and it's how we enunciate when you're singing versus just like speaking. But
Yeah,
that's
because when you speak versus when you like also a trained vocalist, when you speak, it's a little bit it's not a little, it's a lot different, right? The way that you speak is so different from the way that you sing. Like that, you are working when you're singing to make sure that you're projecting as much as possible, which inherently will make you say words a certain way. Your mouth will be open more, even if normally it would, be closed, or you wouldn't enunciate certain things. So
Yeah,
Are
so
you
I
saying
feel like
Irish music isn't real music because they sound
No.
drunk as fuck? In Irish, they don't sound like Americans. They sound like they're talking like all sorts of weird shit.
is that the Walk 500 Miles? Is that an Irish song?
I don't know.
You know
I
what
thought
song
that was
I'm
a
talking
Canadian
about?
song.
Is
They
that
played it during the
Scottish or is
Perry
that
Fox
Irish?
run.
Oh, I think it's one of those European countries, but you can definitely hear the accent in that song.
comes out with certain things, and it depends on how you're singing.
But do you see how we're giving so much
but-
more thought to this than to the way that Iggy raps? Like, I feel like a little bit more thought has to like come into it. I don't know what it would be like for any Australian to just come to the United States and be a rap artist. I feel like she's the first, so the criticism for her was pretty heavy.
I feel like it's warranted.
I mean, look, if she sounds like that when she raps, like, I don't have a problem with rapping, but if she speaks exactly the same way, or at least like when she goes on interviews, she comes out like, baby, I do this, I'd be like, please stop. Whatever that is, end it. Like,
yeah.
Let's release this.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Welcome.
Damn, I'm interrupting.
No, you're not interrupting. Somebody in chat seems really upset about something. They said, "Tell the sailor to put on a Chinese accent if he thinks it's not a big deal." He thinks what's not a big deal?
yeah, no. So that's if
A Chinese accent. I'm talking about singing, dude.
Yeah, because you were saying
Clean
that
your brain out.
like
Holy fuck.
voices, you can change your voice. So somebody, and it's not a problem. So somebody in my chat's like, yeah. Like have Sailor actually like try doing a different accent if it's not.
Oh, you guys, we're talking about like somebody who learned how to like sing so they could sound like they wanted like the music that they heard growing up. That's not like doing a racist accent like mockingly. Like,
yeah.
I mean, like,
you come on, like
is that
think
she
a little.
literally
Think
was
one.
coached like by her record label when she was discovered in order to mimic what other rappers had sounded like. So maybe, well, you're right. Like if you grew up anywhere in the world, like you hear that music, you're inspired by it. However, I feel like it's different when you're like specifically coached because like, look, you need to sound this way. Otherwise,
because when you say coached, I think there's two different things happening here. Like I wouldn't say it's her accent that was coached. I feel like if T.I. is coaching somebody, he's probably coaching them on like their rhythm, where they pronunciate. Like
no,
I don't
like,
give T.I. the credit of telling her accent.
Yeah, but when we're talking about talking about labels will basically say, you know, that whole thing that you do. I know you're you're an opera singer. Don't be, okay? That's not what we. So yeah, honestly, when it comes to labels, they'll fucking like change your entire fucking rhythm, aesthetic, everything just to make a couple of extra bucks off of you. So
I think it's kind of a thing where like of course in other countries is different. Like when I was smaller, I forgot what song it came out. What it was like, why you gotta be so cruel?
Yeah.
When I was small, I used to be like, when I was small, I was like in middle school. I was like, Mom, why are they trying to act Jamaican? Like, why are they? I swear, when I was small, I said that. And for like in Jamaica, racism, it's not as big as in America, so they don't really take it as like appropriation down there. But when you come up here, it's like, yo, why are you doing stuff? Because, you know, the power dynamic is different. So I feel like it depends on like which context you want to take it from, as well as like oh shit, I just had a brain fart. I'm so sorry.
I mean, none of these things really matter that much within like back in our home countries, but it's more like because you don't really experience any type of issue of being your identity in your home country because everybody is that. But when you come like here, you know, if I were to, you know, speak with like my mother's Jamaican accent, people would there would be certain implications that come with it, and I might be treated differently, and most likely in a negative way.
Thank you for the raid, Bunny.
Like in Jamaica, no one
gives
gives a fuck. Here, yeah, problem.
Yeah. So, what Bink said, but do the situation of Carnival with Adele, right? She rocked bandeau knots, and you had I'm ashamed. Like you had a lot of Americans just fucking pissed off at her, where, you know, people in the Caribbean, people who celebrate it, like, and even people in the UK are like, this is she's admiring. She's like this isn't a problem.
Yeah, it's really weird because I even had like so for me, I'm Jamaican American, so I'm first gen American. So I have a different experience versus like the either or. So I had to explain to my parents and my family that like appropriation is going to be different because of like the power dynamics and stuff. I even had like a whole, like we even had like a whole debate and the whole shebang when it comes onto that. In Jamaica, right? Like simple shit. Like for an example, when they were like the whole debate over like dreads, for an example, right? Can white people wear dreads? White people wear dreads like it's nothing, and like get their hair braided and all the whole shabam in Jamaica like it's nothing, because race isn't as like in your face as in Jamaica. But up here it is a thing because you're more desirable and you're more, preferable when it's up here. The power dynamic is completely different. It's really a shame, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's I think the problem that I personally have is that because these people are indeed signed to a label and is indeed, corporations and companies, there's always going to be a profit motive. And I feel like they're preying on the fact that society is really fucked, and does have the imbalances when it comes on to power. So I feel like that's the thing that aggravates me. Like, I feel like they knew that, for an example, Igexela would sell because she's white and indeed, to some degree, is putting on a performance of being a stereotypical Black woman. The same thing, I'm pretty sure Eminem admitted to the fact that he sold because he was white. Am I wrong?
So
It's
basically
very
what you're
typical,
saying is that we need to subsidize white people to get the melanin injections?
No, not necessarily. No. Wait, what did you
Also,
say?
hello, Bunny. She just joined us in the call. So,
Yeah, hey, wait, can you say that again? Because I kind of zoned out. What you said?
Oh no, Shark just chose violence. That's all.
Oh,
so we
It's
were
not violent,
earlier
it's
in this
perfect, it's
panel.
peaceful.
We were in this panel earlier. We were talking about melanin injections. Some people get melanin injections to make their skin tan, right? It's not super popular, but some people take it too far, right? Like this person, Nukazeus, I think is his name. And then there's this German model, Martina Big, who is claiming she is African now. And,
well, she was baptized as true African, okay? So
I think
she
that,
didn't she do many body modifications or something of the sort?
Yeah, she did.
Didn't she like go into like? I'm pretty sure she was like, "I went to Africa and they accept me, so why are you guys pressed?" I'm pretty sure she said that.
Yeah, she's done some stuff like that.
Which is wild.
You know what?
Such an
She's like,
extreme version of like I'm not racist. I have a Black friend. Like I have my one Black friend. She's just like, no, I went to Africa and like, they said it was fine.
I went to
like
Finland and they told me that I'm okay. So is I white
she's
now?
like Trisha Paytas.
No. You
I think
can't
I
shoot
think
me
you're right.
actually because like I went to Finland and they said I was okay. Like what? Stop.
Yeah.
Yo, that's wild.
Yeah, same energy.
She's like Trisha Paytas with the Jewish stuff, but she's
Honestly,
baptized.
you're right. I didn't know that Trisha Paytas wasn't Black until I looked it up. Like I thought she's really trying her best. Like with the lip injections, and everything. I literally just thought she was like a very confuzzled Black woman.
You thought she was Black?
Really?
I
Yeah,
thought she was
I did
Black.
not get that
That's
vibe
fine.
one bit. I was like, yeah, that's a crazy ass fucking white woman. Holy shit.
I thought she was
sorry,
mixed.
I thought she
was mixed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem too. Like, if they can't go for straight being like Black, they'll go for being racially ambiguous, which is really cringe.
Wait,
So
but
it's still like
Trisha Paytas
Ariana?
actually, Trisha Paytas got her start in being a celebrity for her tanning addiction.
Really?
Yeah.
Like it was,
Oh,
yeah, that's how she started on TV as like one of those people that you get on your show, Dr. Phil or something like that. I forget which one, but she
Yeah,
came
Trisha
on
Paytas
as
Stand Up
My
has logged
Strange
on.
Addiction. I'm pretty
it
sure.
might, I
guys,
think so.
I actually
be
have
that
to run because I'm supposed to be helping out with the charity stream
Yeah,
now.
no
but,
problem. Thanks for stopping
care.
by.
Take care.
Yes.
A pleasure
Yeah.
talking
Take
with you.
care,
Have a good
Katana.
one.
Thank you for
Bye.
joining.
Bye.
Since we have a brief break, hello Zonia and hello Natty. Welcome to the stream.
Hello.
So
Thanks for having
I'm
us.
in the center of attention now.
You are.
I'm waving in spirit.
typical white man mentality.
Exactly, right where I belong.
I just think it's so funny that they don't want to be clocked as being white. They try so hard. Want to walk
It's
down the street and be like,
interesting.
"Hey, you're white."
So, I've got a question.
Yeah.
Just to get it from you, because I've got a different perspective, but I have lived in predominantly communities that are an ethnicity not of my own and are particularly darker skinned. So I lived in a predominantly black neighborhood. These days I live in a predominantly Desi neighborhood or Indian. And so I'm just kind of used to that. And when I grew up, or didn't grow up, but when I lived in the predominantly black neighborhood and I was younger, I was in my teens at the time, I adopted a lot of the mannerisms and aesthetics of my friends around me because it drew less attention to me. Like I often got teased when I first moved there. I got teased for being very white and just having very white mannerisms, and so I affected the language aesthetics and mannerisms over time, and it drew less and less attention toward me, and it helped take a lot of the pressure off. And
I think that's pretty normal.
I'm curious to see. Yeah, I'm curious to know what you think about that.
Who, me?
Each of you.
I think so.
Oh.
Like all of you.
I think that's pretty normal. I am I'm Dominican. I tan fairly easily, but I grew up in a really white town and therefore decided to go to tanning salons with my white friends because it just seemed like that's what everyone was doing. And if I wasn't part of it, that like I, fear of missing out or something like that or being different, I think we all give into peer pressure sometimes, or we like mimic our surroundings. It's, I think, very natural behavior.
I think they say that about people. Well, they say that about people that even move to the UK, where even if you're American, like you start, but like it's natural to start having a bit of an accent. I remember when Meghan Markle first moved there, and they heard her in an interview, and she kind of had a bit of a English accent. And people were kind of like, oh, what's she trying to do? Like, who's she trying to fool? But then it's like, oh, wait, but actually this is a really common phenomenon for people that move somewhere.
It's like copying the mannerisms of your parents. Like, this is just natural. And I guess when it goes outside of your like immediate family, people think that you're not going to have like that same sort of ability to be influenced or something.
Yeah, it's good to hear you say that. But like, I didn't experience any issues with it myself. And I've been living in this predominantly Indian community for the past decade now. And throughout my career, because I've worked in Silicon Valley tech my entire adult life, most of the people that I know are not Caucasian, though there are many Caucasians, and white Americans and white Europeans in tech, just by the nature of both working in the industry and then living in a neighborhood that is predominantly, another ethnicity. Obviously, over time, you start making friends in the industry that you find out are your neighbors, and you just kind of hang out with them more, and then little by little, it just becomes this kind of thing. Suddenly, over time, the majority of the people you end up spending your time with are not of your ethnicity, and oftentimes you end up going to their parties, going to their weddings, doing special events with them, and you dress up for them, and it just kind of becomes a thing. And so I oftentimes am engaged in a lot of like social events where I'm dressed up in traditional Indian attire with my friends, and we're just having fun. And nobody's ever cared about it or anything. And from my personal perspective, I think that it's really important for people to, if they're interested in a culture and they want to experience it, it's good to experience it directly in a more immersive kind of approach, as opposed to either like being a tourist or kind of like taking
so I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Like getting involved and experiencing it directly. So that's my take anyway.
Yeah, you like people to like the things that you like. It feels
I personally appreciate it. I think it's super cool when I see like other people enjoying like my culture. So I don't really have an issue with like like cultural appropriation, you know, per se, you know. I'll laugh if like I see somebody at like an Indian function, they're clearly wearing like an Aladdin outfit, you know, but which I have seen before, but that was more like really funny for me than
but it's like Indian. That's
no. Well, look, Aladdin is kind of ambiguous, you know.
Well, but like I thought,
Aren't they from like I thought it was like Saudi Arabia.
From like Persia, like former like Persia, or
I don't know, any brown person just looked at Jasmine, I guess, and
let's not even mention Disney because Disney is so proud. Okay, so I feel like I tend to agree with the whole I grew up in an area that's fine. I think the thing that aggravates me is when people act like you lose your sense of like your identity when you do that. And the only reason why I said that is because I have like I go to a majority Black school, and I have Latinos and Asian people who go to my school, and they don't drop their whole entire identity like when they go home. Like they're just predominantly like, you know, you have the accent, and you like their whole entire culture does not drop because they live in these specific areas. And that's just how I personally feel. I feel like some practices can change, of course, but I don't think like the whole entire thing is, oh, well, you're automatically, every single thing is, you know, what you were surrounded with. I don't tend to agree with that.
I'm engaged to a white dude, and for 5 years I've been making him empanadas, and he's still white.
Really?
He loves empanadas and somehow has not turned Dominican. I don't know.
That's weird.
Have you written a Smithsonian about this?
It's a really good idea.
I misunderstand this. This is what white guys do. Is like we bring all the cultural food together and we put it in like one place where we can DoorDash it all at once.
I think they put them all together in one plate.
So we can look directly at the UK.
We do the one plate. Well, that's because that's just the KFC sadness bowl. So
okay, so we can actually look at Britain. We can look at the UK, right? And and I just think it's hilarious that they went all around the world looking for spices, and then they got them, and then they decided after all of that work that they didn't like it.
True, fucking true.
Yeah. We waged literal wars. We colonized literal like empires in the pursuit of spices, only to then continue to underseason our chicken. That's
I think it had to do with just controlling the trade because it was so popular, and then reaping all the rewards of that. But I think I totally agree with you on your take about like not completely replacing your identity with it.
Also, I wasn't trying to like be mean to you. I was just saying it because, like, generally speaking, when people are like, "Oh, well, I grew up in an old Black neighborhood," they tend to like disregard like the fact that they like have a other ethnicity attached to it. That's the only reason why I said that. I'm so sorry. Just wanted to say that. So it doesn't seem like I'm mean.
No, it's okay. I understood.
I think a lot of the crying about like cultural appropriation goes on Twitter, of like white people trying to virtue signal. I think a lot of the people who are in those communities who have people of like different races who are there who partake in their culture, I think they're very happy to. I don't know. I have a lot of Hispanic friends, and I go to their houses, and their moms are always so welcoming. I remember like the last time I was at one of my Mexican friends' houses when she came back home, she was like, "Chris, are you dating anyone?" I'm like, "No, Mom, I'm not," because you know she's my mom too now. And she's like, "No, Mom, I'm not." And she's like, "You need a nice Latina to take care of you. That's what you need." I'm like, "Well, I mean, I'll do my best, Mom. Okay, I'll try." But no, yeah, I mean, that's I think lots of people love to fit in. I think lots of people love to share. I know lots of cultures love to share their culture. That's a really big thing. And I don't know, I feel like it's really sad that people love to shit on people for just sharing their culture. I mean, for me personally, I know exactly how you feel, Zonia. You know, you grew up in a Indian neighborhood. I grew up on the internet. That's the whole reason why I say the N-word.
I didn't grow up in an Indian neighborhood, but I moved around a lot.
Oh, well, you live in an Indian neighborhood now, you know?
Yeah. And Also, another thing to mention is that my culture rubs off on my friends as well. However, they're still not into my brand of extreme metal. Like I keep trying to get them into grindcore, and they're like, "Nah, not doing it." So,
Okay, well, I'm sorry. I just want to back out. I do have to go now.
Okay.
Stardust, thank you so much for having me. I love your panel, and I love all of you here. And everybody should support Stardust more. Okay, bye.
Guys,
Take
please
care.
check out Sherry.
Have a good
She's
one.
super cool. I'll shout her out in the chat as well. But yeah, next panel debate. I'm thinking I might make the topic transracialism. So.
No.
No, I'm serious. I'm serious. I'm doing it. You think I'm joking, but I'm not.
I
do want to say something. I want to say something on behalf of those cultural appropriation folks, right? Like the annoying people on Twitter, and also I want to say something in their favor, right? Because like these people are going off on Twitter and stuff, like they're popping off, they're having, you know, whatever white moment that they're doing, they're having fun, you know, God bless you, right? But then you get these other people, like I knew this girl who complained about like Chinese dresses or like
the
not
cheongsam for
not
the wedding.
complaining, like there was like some.
I thought it was
It was
graduation.
a prom.
Graduation.
It was like I'm thinking of an example that happened like literally IRL, because like I'm in Toronto, has like a lot of Asian people and a lot of white people mixed together, right? So it's like I remember the situation where it was like there was this like white people wearing Chinese dresses, and then there was like this backlash, and then there was this whole backlash to the backlash, right? There was this whole like white people getting mad, and then all these other people getting mad, and fuck, man, those people were more annoying, right? I could handle like the people who were good, like cultural appropriation, like this is really bad. I was like, yeah, that's regular ass Twitter, all right. Then everybody else fucking putting this shit in, and it's like they're like, no, the cultural appropriation, because like you got a perfect mixture of like people who are not tuned into politics, people who are tuned into politics and posting like Jordan Peterson shit, and then you have like a whole nother layer of like women who are like talking about fashion, and then it's like this goddamn smorgasbord of a fucking like Reddit Twitter thread, and it's just like I like the cultural appropriation better. All right, we can't get rid of like crazy woke Twitter. Let's just keep it at the top level, right? We don't need to go those 3 layers deeper.
We could bully woke Twitter.
Okay, so I'm gonna be mean and push back. Okay, so I disagree with the sentiment of oh my gosh, it's white people talking about POC issues. So you guys are these white SJWs. Okay, I want to push back on this because I feel like what people forget is that generally speaking, people tend to just listen to white people and that's it. And I 100% will stand by this. And the reason why I say that is because POC will talk about their specific issues, and then we'll get a white ally, and then that white ally will talk about their issues, and then all of a sudden it's why are you guys in POC business? I mean, why are you in POC business when in reality you're supposed to be listening to POC in general? So like I don't get the whole why are white people getting upset at X, Y, and Z when they're like trying to actively be an ally, and like you guys don't listen to POC to begin with. That's just how I personally feel like.
I just feel like the woke school culture is very irresponsible, and the messaging is very toxic and hostile, and tends to turn a lot of people away.
I love cultural.
At least when I try to be like my view of what a good ally is, or at least what I try to do, and maybe I'm considered or accused of being like woke Twitter or woke whatever. But like when I see someone from a marginalized group who is calling something out, who is pointing this out, I think the best thing I can do as a white ally is just amplify their voice rather than necessarily like add my own whatever to it. Yeah, because it's like, look, my voice, there's already enough of like white women out there in whatever discourse, like sharing their experiences. But if someone in like a marginalized community is experiencing this, or they're like pointing out a potentially like problematic behavior, the best thing I can do then with my platform, because like in a white supremacist system, like when it's said by a white person or amplified by a white person, it's taken more seriously. But rather than me just adding my voice to it, it's like, so that's why on Twitter, when something like this happens, oftentimes rather than like tweeting my own response, I'll just retweet that person.
Right. So you're like standing behind that POC.
Retweet.
Like standing behind them.
Yeah, I don't know. Personally, I don't like that. I was in a discussion about this before. Where someone was like, oh no, I don't like it when the white people they speak up and then they speak for me. I don't know. I don't and their like response was like, oh, let us talk. I don't know. Personally, for me, okay, and I may just be racist, but I don't like it when like my like a white ally, if that's what we're gonna say, tries to throw me out like a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh card, like a Pokemon card to fight. Just like, can't you? I don't know. I feel like
great way of putting it.
yeah, I feel like a good ally should be able to defend these points and be able to talk on this like on their own because they have listened, so they know all the talking points. They know what they're talking about already. But so for me, that's what I like. I don't want to have to. Sometimes I just want to sit down and play like Enter the Gungeon. I don't want to have to fight all these battles. They should be able to do it.
Totally
valid.
fair. Yeah, I mean that's the thing is, it's like I think when I amplify the voices, it's not because I don't want to speak to it, or not because like, you know, I think, oh well, I should shut up and just let someone else do the talking. It's because like, I don't know, I feel like the best scenario, or like if I'm debating it one-on-one, or if I'm on a panel like this and talking about it, yeah, I'm not gonna like throw out my friends or like activists who would just be like, oh, but they said, and then like leave it and be like, there, card played. Because yeah, then that's almost like a form of tokenism. And it's, you know, that's extremely problematic. However, I also try to make sure, like, I don't know, I acknowledge that my experience with this, or my take, like it's predicated on a lot of the conversations and things that I've had with people who are part of these communities, who have shared their experiences, and I kind of understand the like structural reasons behind it, but my like it's still through the lens of a white woman. So there's still so much that like, even with all the conversations in the world and all the education in the world, I still have it's not my lived experience. Yeah. So I feel like it's at least worth pointing that out, because I don't know, I think sometimes white people are reluctant to admit like, oh no, like they try to make it where it's like, oh, I understand what you're going through, or oh, I understand because of this, this, and this. And it's like, well, there might be some similarities, but like you still exist in a white supremacist system as a white person. Yeah. So like there is going to be a limit.
You can absolutely attempt to understand someone else's experiences, no matter their background or differences from you, but you have to actually try to understand it. But I don't like that people think that there's some kind of barrier to understanding somebody else's experience. That's just not true.
Yeah, I don't like gatekeeping.
Sorry. I don't see it as a form of gatekeeping. I just see it as like, it's me acknowledging that like, look, I can be a good ally. I can do everything I can to understand that experience and be supportive in whether it's like supporting policy that help like serve to deliver like racial justice, or more racial parity with like wealth, whatever. But like at the end of the day, I need to like, I take my cues from people who have lived the experiences, or leaders within those marginalized communities. And I sort of ask, rather than just going out and saying, no, it should be done this way, it should be done this way, this is the right way to do it. I look for like, well, what's the best way I can support you? Like, what is the best thing I can do? Yeah.
That's delicious. Oh, I also want to say, I don't think a lot of people tend to say this, but experience is very important when it comes on to these specific issues. I feel like when people try to take away the emotional aspect and the experience when it comes to the issues, it really waters down what's actually going on, in my opinion. And I feel like what you just said when it comes on to being an ally is 100% true. I feel like when people tend to say, this is why I kind of push back, people tend to say that white people are saying these things, so why are they saying these things, or like white people need to shut up, and this, that, and the third. When it comes to POC issues, it actually has more of a negative effect than like people actively like realize. And the only reason why I say that is because I feel like I just had a brain fart. Oh, that's pretty crazy.
Thank you for the raid, Purple Lime. Very that's kind of you. So kind. Thank you.
Pardon me. I've been eating. I'm very cautious about the approach that I take, but like when I try to speak in a manner that is attempting to communicate these issues to other Caucasian people in particular, I tend to take the approach of less academic and more my own personal experience. Like when I lived in a predominantly black neighborhood, one of the experiences that I relate to people that I'm talking to is like, hey, when we had to deal with the cops, for some strange reason, the cops always listened to me, but they wouldn't listen to my friends. And they would threaten my friends, but they wouldn't threaten me. They give me the benefit of the doubt, but not my friends. We'd be in a group, all of us together. I'd be the one white person. And for some reason, whenever I said something, the cops would just look at me and listen and ignore everybody else. Imagine that. And I'd retell kind of things like that are very personal experience based approaches where I can take my personal experience and I can leverage the empathy because I can speak from that personal perspective and I can say, here's what I observed, here's what I experienced, here's what I felt at the time, and I can start utilizing that more emotional element that I from personal involvement and communicate that. And I think it helps. Like I see people stopping and listening and taking it in and then kind of reassessing things. And that's my approach anyway. But obviously that comes from a personal experience approach. So I don't know how it would be for people who didn't have the more direct experience.
Quickly, I want to say thank you, Shark, for the host. Thank you, Pickle Lime, for the raid. Really appreciate it.
No problem. I just wanted to host before I delete my channel.
Oh, are you really deleting your channel, please?
Well, I guess you'll find out.
Yeah, you were saying that you were deleting everything, right?
Yeah, I'm tired. I feel like Dr. Manhattan. Okay, I'm tired of these Twitch streamers' games being tangled in their webs of lies.
Fucking agreed. Holy shit. Sorry for cussing, but I'm going through some crap right now.
Yeah, heckin' true.
Heckin' true.
Heckin' true. Yeah.
I just want to shade all of the leftists and who exist. I think it's really weird how leftists like to say the only reason like the utility of like race and everything is because it shows like, you know, what you look like. But like apparently when it comes on to beauty part of society, that doesn't matter. Like
class
makes kind of zero sense.
Are the fucking worst.
Are you guys talking about class reductionists? Oh my god, I fucking hate.
No, I mean I know you mentioned like the whole people who are more specialized when it comes on to like the beauty aspect of like politics, and as I said, like it's really weird how people are like, guys, race is only because of how you look, and that's the only utility, and that's kind of like the only purpose, but like never address the beauty part of like. No.
So you're talking about Eurocentric beauty standards.
Like, it's really weird. Yes.
Okay.
Because I do think it is important. I feel like people don't talk about how when it comes on to specific, how do I say it like this? Oppression happens because it's little tiny things that add up to one thing that we call oppression. Little tiny things that add up to become a system. So if you do not want to tackle everything, or at least some of it, or acknowledge that some of it exists, I don't understand why you call yourself. Yes,
no, I have a real question. Like this might sound like it's like a gotcha question. I swear to God, it's not. Like, do you think it's kind of racist or like kind of like problematic to have like preferences and like racial preferences in dating?
No,
like sexuality.
I don't think that's the problem. The people who talk about that, some people I will say are like 100% like prejudiced and like hateful when they talk about these issues. I will 100% say that when it comes to everything. But I will say the people who are more critical about it tend to say the problem is when you bash someone else for having the specific preference, or for actually existing that's not your preference. That's usually like, since we're on like the tanning thing, that's what people talk about when it comes on to colorism.
So
all right, can I? It's because like I'm like a little because like for me like. Are you so like I'm trying to understand your perspective. So from your perspective, there's really toxic beauty standards that are set up, and those beauty standards informs people's kind of preferences. But those preferences that are formed at the bottom level, those aren't to blame. It's the higher level beauty standards that are set.
It's one of those things where like I was talking about this earlier. So like for an example, right? I don't think you being a housewife is bad, but I do think the patriarchy is bad. If you choose to be a housewife, it's not bad. But if the patriarchy is fucked, like the big system is fucked, but you having a specific preference in the way you do things is not bad.
I guess.
I think race
I mean,
preferences are kind of weird.
I think it's weird, but
I agree with Shark. Yeah.
I think it's weird, but it's not really like I don't really care about it. You know, the most when I'm like dating people, the most is for me is making sure that their family isn't gonna freak the fuck out if like they bring me back. You know. Yeah.
Well, also like I think one issue with beauty standards, at least in this country, it varies everywhere, but like is that it's rooted in white supremacy, where things that are white tend to be seen as more as like preferable. But I feel like that has gotten better over the last couple decades, but you still see that in especially in South American countries. I talked about before how when I went to Peru, and like there, if you are if you have lighter skin, that is seen as much more preferable. And like even when you could be somewhere like in Lima, Peru, and all of the advertisements you see, all of the media, everything, it's all like light skin people who, by the way, are in the minority there, but that is seen as like the end all be all. And so everything associated, or like most things associated with whiteness are also seen as like preferable. And that is where there's an issue.
Bleaching, like,
Mm-hmm.
I think that is very much seen in a lot of Latin American countries, not just Peru, and in Asian, like more southeast, right? Asian.
I've seen it in India. I've seen it in India. I mean, I was like 14 and putting on like skin bleaching cream, so
it's
like,
pressure is real.
It's Latin America, South America, the Caribbean, Africa, and southwest.
Like I think it's extremely prevalent in, I know, South America, like a lot of South American countries, as well as there are ones in like Central America and the Caribbean that also have similar issues. And I think again, it's just a product of like, it's one of the ramifications of colonialism. And sort of like, one of the lingering effects, unfortunately. But I know at least here in the United States, it's gotten a little better, but still like there's still an underlying hint of white supremacy in what we deem preferable or attractive or not.
We were talking about tanning, but what about hair removal? Like, would you say hair removal?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, I have dated a guy. Yes, I have dated a guy. I am Indian, and Natty knows this.
You dated a guy,
and you know what? 100% star. He was in the wrong.
Okay, so no, I don't know about that. So I was dating this guy like a couple years back maybe, and I think I was probably the only person of color he's ever been with. He one day had asked me if like I would ever like shave my back, as if my back was like hairy or whatever, and so like I felt so bad about it. I went to my cousins. I asked them, like, do you guys think I have a hairy back? They're like, no, like our backs are hairier than yours. Like, and like I felt so bad about it. And I told like I
know
I spend so much time I spend so much time on my appearance, on removing hair in other places. I don't have the time to be doing that much, I just don't. There's too much in my life going on. Like I don't think I have a hairy back, dude. I asked Natty about it. I asked Natty about it. She was like, what the fuck?
I'm also a woman of color, and I have a lot of excess hair too, and it's so much more visible than like a white woman's hair. White woman's hair is very blonde, very thin. Like, God, it's black, coarse hair. I'm like, and I just. Now that you had mentioned, we were talking about tanning, and I don't know why hair removal came into play, and like how it could be like.
That's interesting.
And it's interesting because one thing I would say is like I always feel like as a person of color, as a woman of color, I feel like I'm seen as more masculine than like my white counterpart, right? I'm seen as more masculine because I have more hair.
Different.
and we're, you know, built a little bit different. And then
brown girls do be built different.
And then I just feel like in general I'm seen as more masculine. I have hair like right above my lip, like you know, that's more visible for me than it would be for like my white counterpart. Again, you know, like
it
it's
looks
these
like peach fuzz for them. It looks like
yeah,
it like glows like a little bit, and it probably just takes away
it's cute. It's cute. They get a cute little milk mustache with it, and I'm like, bruh.
It's so fun.
And I look like a man.
Mind if I take a moment to address the literal Nazi groiper in chat right now?
Yeah, I was gonna be like,
Nazi
do you have
groiper?
do you have a mod right now?
We can keep them in for a moment at least. But
I like to play with my food.
Out there.
I like to play with my food, so don't worry about it. I'm good. Okay. Don't worry. Let's see here.
I want this person to observe that what you're looking at right now, you're talking about it being cope, but you're looking at a rainbow panel of people of different ethnicities, religions, skin colors, all just kind of chumming around and getting along. No issues, no conflict, having fun. This is technically a meme panel, but we talk about serious subjects in a meme kind of way. And then we also hash out, you know, actual interesting and valid points about the thing that we're memeing on. So you came in here looking at it like it's a bunch of cope, but you're just seeing effectively a coalition of people of various backgrounds and skin colors and ethnicities and religions just having a bunch of fun while you're sitting there angry and spouting a bunch of nasty crap in chat. You're the one coping. We're having fun. So sit back and enjoy.
They're groiping us right now.
Just like write about it in your fucking dream journal.
Hang on, let me take a look. Let's take a look in Politics GG and see if they're talking about that in there. Just see if they're bringing.
Also, I mean, I'm like particularly furry sometimes, and I've had girls ask me to shave, and the answer is always no, because the fur is what makes me. It's part of my life. It's part of my lifestyle. But I mean, come on. One of the big reasons, because listen, I'm sorry. When I start shaving, where do I really stop? Genuinely curious. The fur goes like everywhere. It's literally everywhere. Where do I stop? Like someone was like, shave your legs. Where do I stop? Do I stop at like the thighs? Or like, do I go up to like the hips? And then after I go to the hips,
you don't have the time in the day for it. You don't have the time in the day for it.
It can't stop at just the hips, because then it goes from the hips to like my stomach. My stomach and my chest are hairy too. I can't do like a solid like line or something. There's no stopping point. The fur goes from like heel to neck. What do I do?
Yeah. I'm not a particularly hairy boy, but like I got the same thing. I got like a flat box where the forest got cut down on my tummy, and that's about it. There's no clear rules. All right, we gotta figure out.
You have a tree line. You have like a tree altitude.
Yeah.
My fiance is very hairy. He's a very hairy man. And like I would never dream of like asking him to shave or like wax or what, because it's just like, I don't know. I feel like that's such a personal thing where it's like, well, if you're comfortable with it and like you're okay with the amount of hair, then you know that's not going to affect like how I look at you. And he's never once like asked me, like over the pandemic, I think I shaved my legs maybe once because I like wasn't like I didn't go anywhere and I had no reason to, and like he never once like asked me to like, oh, could you shave? Because like it's what that person's comfortable with, and it's not like I was getting entangled in his hair. So
I don't know.
like
a lot of guys like it when it like with their partner shaves though. Like come on, like that's not gonna be the norm, I think.
I would never have sex or anything, but I remember I was like talking to this one girl from Tinder, and she was like, "Do you prefer if I shaved?" And honestly, I was like, "Man, I'm like already on my way there. I don't want to. I literally could not care less. It's really not that important. I think honestly, I think a lot of guys they're like, oh yeah, I prefer it, but I feel like if pushed on it, I think they'd say it's really not that important. I don't think it's like that. I don't think it's that serious.
I wax like my legs, and I wax. I generally I wax, but like, I just don't have the time or the patience to be doing that on my back. I really don't. You know, like that for whatever for something that nobody is gonna see. You know, yeah, and it's the same amount of hair that somebody else would have, except my hair is dark. So I don't know, or maybe it's a little bit more, but it shows more. Like, yeah. Just...
And I like, but if I'm gonna be in a bathing suit or something, or if I'm going on vacation, I'll get a Brazilian, like, because in that case, it's like, okay, you know, I prefer it. But and I've gotten my legs waxed too, and I've only done that once, and like I will never do it again. But like it felt amazing, but man, did it hurt. And yeah. I think also sometimes men, if they're asked, I think this is more demanded of women, but I do realize that men are also like asked this as well. Like, I don't know if they realize just how much, like, not only how much work goes into it, but if you're getting like if you're getting waxed, that's painful. And like, it's not an easy thing where you're just like, oh, okay, well, I'll just make sure, you know, to stop by the salon and then I'll get it done. It's like, no, this fucking hurts. And also is expensive. And also, like, how about just prefer, like, when someone asks you, like, oh, but do you prefer shaved or not? It's like, I prefer whatever makes my partner happy and comfortable. That's
that's not how guys think. I don't think. I think most guys are gonna like, I want to see what makes me coom, and then I want to see that, and then I'll do what I need to get that.
I don't know. Women spend like getting all that sort of like ideal, like air quotes ideal, like look, that's expensive. I was talking to this one girl at work, because she was like complaining because her nails got fucked up at the at the nail engineer, and I was like, man, you paid $60 and you didn't speak up about your shit all lopsided. And she was like, no, I couldn't possibly imagine. I don't know. The only thing, like, I don't know. For me, like, if I had a girlfriend right now, I mean, and she wanted to get her nails done, I would just pay for them because I really like the look. And if she really likes it, then I mean, get it done. It makes us both happy at that point. But I don't know. I can't imagine not like trying to push that on someone. I thought this whole thing is supposed to be about, you know, you're happy when they're happy. It's kind of weird.
I'll just say my anecdote because I'm like baby, guys. Sorry. For the a personal experience with like my skin color. So I live with my grandma, my mom, and they're both light skinned, and I'm, as you can see, not. And I used to like look at myself like, oh shit, like, am I ugly? Because like they're cute, like they look cute, and like in Jamaica they're preferable. So like I'm like, hey yo, like, question mark, am I ugly? I'm not like that anymore, but I used to be like that, and I find it so weird because now my mom and my grandma are like, because what happened is that they're from Jamaica, right? So when they go to Jamaica and they tan, they look like me. When I tan, I look like, who's this? I like Shark. So like, it's so weird because they're like, now they want to tan like crazy, and I'm just like, beauty standards is so weird. Also, my mom is naturally hairy, and I'm not. I mean, I'm kind of, sort of. I never like thought like, hey yo, is my, you know what? I think shaving your legs is one thing. You know what I don't understand? If you shave your arms. That's weird.
I'm guilty of waxing my arms. I'm very guilty.
Arms. I used to because I have dark hair naturally, and like it's gotten better, I think, because I've been spending more time in the sun, but it came in like super thick, which is annoying because my actual hair is fucking thin. So I'm like, oh sure, come in thick like on my fucking arms. And so like, but then I did that in high school for the longest time because I was so self-conscious. But then I started thinking about it. Oh, and apologies if you hear squeaking in the background. We're a dog sitting for a friend, and he's like going apeshit with the toys. But he couldn't be having a better time. Like having a blast. But and we're seeing now Ruby, my dog, like start to. I didn't realize like that she had only child syndrome, but like we're seeing it come out now that she has to like share her toys in space. So I'm like, oh, my dog's kind of a brat. But anyways, but yeah, like I used to shave my arms, and then I got to the point where I was like, why am I doing this? It's so much fucking work. I hate it. And then when the hair's growing back in, it just itches all the time. And I'm gonna just deal with it. And if people who I'm dating or that like I'm interested in, like if that's gonna turn them off, then like good fucking riddance. Like bye.
Amen.
My mom is like really like she has like really hairy arms and like she never talks about it. So like that's why I was like, you shave your arms? That's a thing?
I don't know.
I wax them.
I did like a girl like growing up in my hometown because I'm like a redneck boy. I grew up in the country in Canada, or moved to the city, right? Yeah. And it's like, you know, I have had one of those girls that I knew. She's like a kind of like a farm girl, tomboy kind of girl, and yeah, like I don't know. We had like a little thing, and it was like I remember one of the things I remember more distinctly about her than anything else is her arms with like black hair. I distinctly remember that shit. I don't know. I don't understand. Like I did not even realize there was pressure to shave your arms. That seems weird.
Yeah, I never knew that existed. That's why I said that. Somebody in the chat was like, "Don't body shame." I just never knew it existed. That's why.
I feel like masculine. I feel I've been like it's weird because I feel like I don't feel feminine enough. You know, all the time. It's terrible.
Also, people like men. I mean, you guys have nipples, right? You know how nipples work. Like there are. Okay, I'm so sorry. Apologies.
They're dark hairs. They're dark hairs.
I didn't mean to assume that you had nipples, but for those that do, like there are hairs, and like I remember reading, they're like, oh no, you have to pluck them, so like you can't shave them, otherwise they'll grow back like thicker and whatever. And I'm just like, I'm sitting here with fucking tweezers, plucking hair off my goddamn nipples, like something's wrong.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that's a good point because I don't even think about it. I just do it. I don't even think it. It's good that you brought that up because I wouldn't have brought that up. But that is like such a thing that it's just hardwired in me now. I just pull it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I still do it because it's like, it becomes part of your routine. It becomes part of like just things that you're used to. Where same thing with like shaving your legs, where I only do it now if I know I'm gonna wear a skirt or shorts or something. And even then I'm like, is it really bad or is it just like, fuck it? Maybe, I mean, now that I'm engaged, maybe that like helps because I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to those sorts of things, I think it's less the problem of people feeling like themselves feeling compelled to like shave or do this or that, like with their body to feel good, but like why, and is it really sort of compulsive or anything? Because it can be okay if you shave your arms or not, right? If you you know, that's fine either way. If you feel more comfortable shaving your arms, like that's no problem. So I think it's more of if you feel like you need to, if you are perfectly comfortable yourself and you realize that all of this pressure to shave it comes externally, then I think that's more when the problem comes from.
Totally agree. And that's why I stopped shaving my arms. It wasn't necessarily because I was like, oh, you know, I don't know. It was because like it was just like such a fucking hassle, and I realized that it was born of being self-conscious about something that I didn't need to be self-conscious about, and that it was okay. And you know, but for other people, like that being said, I also like some of my friends who are, you know, more like I guess hardcore feminists than I am, don't shave their armpits, and like I have to. I don't know why. I really don't like hair there, but I also have friends that never do, and like that's sort of their stance. And it's like, listen, to each their own. And yeah, as long as you're comfortable with it and you're comfortable in your own skin, and it's not this like compulsory thing that you do out of like, I don't know, as like a form of self-hate where you're just trying to like,
I don't know. I remember I met this one girl. I guess she was like one of the hardcore feminists. And not only did she have like arm hair, but she also like dyed it. So it was I think it was like one was pink and the other one was green. I was like, holy shit, Christmas color armpit hair. This is wild. I don't even go that far. I mean, I trim like some hair. We got to do some manscaping, okay? It's like a garden. You have to keep it trimmed, but I don't know. Just it was just wild.
Also,
Listen, I
someone
appreciate
was
it, man.
someone in chat said that I will grow out of my radicalization. You guys are just mad that the 15-year-olds and 16-year-olds will rise up and have our socialist revolution in 2025. Okay, that's what you guys. I'm just
The
memeing,
children
by
are
the way.
coming.
Yeah, the
The
children
children
are
are too
definitely
powerful.
coming. We're gonna come with our fucking baby bottles and fucking pillows, and we're gonna pillow fight. Okay,
I can't
that's how we
wait.
overthrow the government. That's
Yeah, but the
definitely.
pillows were made in a capitalist factory, so you are indeed using the
Yeah,
tools of
you are
capital for its own
partaking.
destruction.
Yes,
But
we
you could
are
you
partaking.
could go grow your own like cotton on your own like
Excuse me?
land, and then I mean like to make the pillow fibers, and then
Excuse me?
like you could make it, and then it'll be a true
Oh.
like communist thing, because then it's going to be outside of the capitalist system. If you guys do that, if you want to like make your own, like weave your own linens, that would be wonderful. And then that would be commitment to like a true. I realized it as soon as I said it. I was like, "Oh God damn it!"
You just went and you kept going too. You just kept going with it.
I had
It's
to
good.
commit. I
It's
had
good.
to commit. Okay.
Yeah.
You could have just said like down or something, but
Hey.
went straight for the cotton.
Well, I thought of like what are
I
pillows made
respect
of,
it.
and I'm
You
like,
just
oh, if
powered
it was like
through.
a cotton
That's what you gotta do.
exterior,
You
I
just
was
gotta
like,
power
okay,
through.
you can grow cotton, and then I was just like, oh, Madeline, like, what are you doing? Oh, Jesus. Well,
This is a
you
Twitter
chose
clip
this
right
path.
here.
You chose this path.
Also, I was just reading because I don't know. I'm not radical. I don't think so.
Don't worry, we can tell.
Well, here's the
Economic-
thing.
I don't have an
Considering like
economic,
the child
preference.
tax credit, like aren't you now technically like a welfare person, like all children?
We always
in
had the
America?
child's tax credit. They just expanded it. So all children have
Yeah,
always
so now
been.
like children are literally like all leeching off the state now. Isn't that kind of a problem?
Good.
They're all
Yes,
leeching off the
leech,
state. It's
queen.
kind of fucked
I
up.
mean, you guys won't pay us more at fast food jobs, so I think that's honestly valid.
I don't want to pay more for my fucking McDonald's. Are you kidding me?
No,
No,
I'm
I'm
not
not gonna
saying
pay you
you
shit.
pay
I'm
more
at
as in, like,
McDonald's, dude.
pay
You can
money.
take.
I mean
You can. I pay you $2 an
I'm
hour at
sorry, I
McDonald's.
need mine 15.
Don't go to McDonald's.
I actually work at McDonald's, and we had some
I really
crackheads that we had to deal with the other day, and honestly, I don't get paid enough for it.
You know, fair enough.
Right. My boss is like the
Service
most
industry,
unprofessional
okay.
person ever, and it aggravates me because I'm such a manager quality, and like I understand like how a business is supposed to run because my grandma
old
had
are
a
you?
business, and dead ass, it's fucking aggravating when he's like not doing what he's supposed to do. He literally cuts everyone paycheck because he doesn't do what he's supposed to do, and it's fucking fucked.
Wait, he cuts your paycheck? I think that sounds illegal.
No, it's basically like this. So basically, when you run a business, it's like because it's fast food, so your ingredients, right? So you're supposed to have your ingredients and do your shit properly, but he doesn't use the correct ingredients or substitute the ingredients so that it tastes the same. Nor does he actually make the shit properly, which actually like fucks up your business because when you make the shit, it's not consistent with the food chain. So when you give it out and people have bad fucking reviews and you don't get your fucking, I'm sorry, I'm going to get this point. But if you give your shit out and it's not consistent with the food chain, that's just fucking up your specific location. Thus, you're not getting any revenue for your fucking business. That's literally how it works. So like.
Branding issue, right? If you're not like
Yes.
delivering a specific level of service, a specific quality of product, then that is overall harmful to the brand.
Yeah, so since he's not getting enough revenue, he's just like, you know what, you guys' paychecks are kind of lacking because I'm not making any money. So that's on you though. So yeah.
Well,
Well-
let's just chase him out of there. I
We
can
do.
pretend
We're
just
gonna
pretend
report
it's haunted. Is he white? White people are
No.
terrified of ghosts or
It's
haunted things. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's why they tan. They're terrified of ghosts.
True.
Why wasn't this brought up before? That's
I was sitting on that one.
But like we love things that are haunted, but are also like deeply terrified of like a ghost or a demon.
Man,
haunted.
I've been spending my whole life waiting to see a fucking ghost. Okay, I'm not scared. I'm not terrified. I want to be haunted right now. Okay, I've been waiting.
Why?
I love.
Can you
ghost
imagine
stories
having like a
and-
cute ghost girlfirlfriend? That'd be like that's
Oh,
alpha
that would be
That would
mentality.
suck.
Oh
Are you
my
kidding me? That would
That's a
suck so
grind set.
much.
That's
No,
so
it's
bad.
That's how it's made. You know,
Dude,
perfect.
I'm done
can't
with
even
big
have
titty
a-
goth girlfriend. I
You
want
couldn't
big
even
titty
have a
ghost
future with
girlfriend.
her. No,
Ooh,
like
Yeah, you can. You can have eternity with her.
You literally
You
have
don't-
eternity.
You never
with
have
her.
to like argue about where to go because she doesn't eat, right? You don't have to like
can
add
you even
grocery
feel
bills.
her? Can you even feel her?
Right.
Yeah, in
She's
my
not
heart.
gonna add
Yeah,
anything
they can
to your
because like,
utilities.
that's how ghosts. That's how they like when they're haunting. They can like open doors or.
Well, ghosts can feel you, but you can't feel them, really.
No, but here,
What,
this
are
is
they
the
like
ultimate
music?
form of consent, right? It's the ultimate form of consent because you can't feel her, whatever, unless she lets it happen, right? Otherwise, your hand's just going to go straight through. So
Wait a second.
I think this is
Okay, new topic is ghost sex. New topic, chaos cast
for
ghost
like
sex.
300 years, okay? Like
All
she's
right.
ready to go.
perfect.
Sorry, I've been quiet. I've been dealing with something on the side here, but I come back on and I'm hearing like consent with ghosts and ghost sex. Like,
Yeah, ghost girlfriend.
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, I was
Also-
saying,
Good.
I was saying to. Okay, so like the whole for Big Princess, she like hates her manager because he's like, you know, really bad at his job and shitty.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, is he white? He's not. But I said, if he was, just make it so that like collude with your coworkers to make it so that he thinks that the place is haunted, because white people like are both like fascinated by ghosts, but also deathly terrified of like being haunted, and so you can like scare them away from things. And then we just rode that horse down the path to the natural conclusion, which was ghost sex.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
sex.
Also for chat, Cam. But then she can vanish on you and you'll never see her again. Girls who are alive do this to me already. So honestly, that's not a change.
Goddamn right.
That's rough.
So
At
true.
least now you expect it, right?
Yeah, that's that just
Cherry
happens.
is in
That's totally
chat.
part of our-
And Cherry says something very interesting. She said this could be a solution for incels. Convince them they have a girlfriend. She's just a ghost.
Oh my
Damn.
gosh.
You guys, we're solving so many problems.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, definitely.
Holy crap. Somebody write about this. Gotta
We're
publish this.
solving
and-
every
Thank you.
problem.
Yeah.
Can I throw shade in chat? Okay, I'm throwing shade because I like being mean. Okay. Also, whoever comes after me needs to touch grass because I accidentally formed a union at my job. Let's go, boys.
Accidentally
Oh,
formed a union?
Let's
Oh,
go.
shit.
Let's go, boys. Yeah.
Cool. Very cool.
That's badass.
Congratulations.
That's
Yeah,
super
cool.
congratulations.
Touch grass. I didn't even graduate yet. Yeah. Come on. Get catch up. Catch up.
Damn.
Right? Wow.
What
That's
did I
really
do when I was
cool.
like 17? Fucking nothing. That's baller. That's like awesome.
What did you
When I
get
did,
all
I was
your
17,
like coworkers
like-
together and you're like, this guy's treating us like doo-doo ass. We need to do something.
Yeah, and
Ooh, ass.
we're gonna like I got
It's doo-doo ass. It's like right next to poo-poo garbo.
I love that.
No, I actually have connections with the local union, like for our sector. So
It's like, that's
had to
fucking
call
awesome.
them up.
That's your fucking college essay right there.
Yeah.
It's how you like formed a union and how it came from accident, but then you're like, sorry, I accidentally became a labor advocate / leader / revolutionary, etc. Please accept me into your institution. Also pay
Yeah.
me.
It's certainly, at the very least, a good thing for like an essay for trying to get into certain universities.
Yeah. How I
yeah.
stumbled into the revolution.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Base.
The framing. That's the framing.
Definitely.
Yeah, do it from like the clumsy girl mentality, like oopsie, whoopsie, I did a revolution on my job.
I'm gonna lie, that actually is like dead ass what happened. Like I was like, "Hey, yo, guys, better pay?" ? And they're like, "Yeah." And then I called him like my mentor, and he was like, "You know, that's a union, right?" And I was like, "Oh shit."
I never heard of this.
They're like, oh, for real?
Bro, that's crazy.
And you're like, yeah, for realsies. And they're like, okay, LOL.
Yes, that's exactly
Like,
what I said.
You know,
I'm just
money.
playing. My mentor's an old guy.
The modern day vernacular and circumstances
Bye,
around
Natty.
unionization.
Oh, I just want to say bye to Natty. Natty, thank you for stopping by. Guys, you should check out Natty. She's my best friend. And I will shout her out on... Ooh.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye,
You
RJ.
take care.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, Natty.
Bye.
Damn.
So I feel like you look great in who are you talking to? Okay. Anyway, sorry. So ghost sex, I feel like we've moved on from that. I'm not sure that there's much to talk about there. I did like that we visited Eurocentric beauty standards. That was really interesting.
Very important.
I was not expecting that, to be honest.
I do have to let you know, Stardust, I have to go as well. I have to feed my dogs.
No problem. No problem. I think this is a good stopping point for the panel. I may do the next panel on transracialism. And if you guys want to be part of something super spicy, then we'll do that. Yeah. So have a good one, everyone. Thank you for joining. Also, if you guys want to shout yourself out, people in the panel.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I love you guys. Stardust is fucking based. I've been wanting to be on this panel for so long because you always have the funniest, like, coolest topics. The clown one had me rolling.
I'm glad you liked it. Yeah. They vary in like levels of how funny they are or how serious they are, but I try to make them memey, so I hope you had fun. And guys, go check out Maddie. So yeah,
love you. Bye.
Love you too.
Take care.
Bye. I'll shout out everybody here.
Well, I don't have a Twitch. Well, I kind of do. I just want to use it. So yeah.
I'm RJ.
It was nice meeting you guys.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was nice meeting all of you new people. I very much enjoyed it. It was a good time. I haven't been around for a little while, so it's nice to come back. So.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Cool. Good chatting with you again.
Yeah.
I'll be around more.
Bye.
Bye.
Guys, please check out the panelists. I linked their things on the side, and crap. Oh, I went to full screen. Just check them out. They're all great people. Thank you, everyone, for joining. We had some very productive conversations today, and I'm very happy with the way that this went. I wasn't expecting it to go this seriously, but I think it went well. So.